Welcome back to another episode of Going Live with the MC. Um, Today we got a dope guest, man. I'm not gonna lie. I say that every episode, but it's true, man. Every episode, I definitely try to make sure that I got a dope guest on the show. Um, a lot of this dopeness comes from our chemistry. Um, I know a lot of these artists that I have interviewed. There's probably been about maybe three of them who I haven't really had like a long connection with, but energy is real. So you'll never be able to tell how long we've known each other because our connection just kind of speaks for itself, no matter how long we've known each other. Um, Shout out to everybody that tunes in. Shout out to all my guests that's been on the show so far. You guys have been making this one hell of a run so far. And I'm excited to be starting off the year with this. So this is the second episode of 2024. However, it is episode number 18. And I'm excited. So this guest that I got today, this is someone that I've been rocking with for a minute. We've done a lot of shows. We've done a lot of shows together. We've been in the studio a lot. We've made some songs together. They probably didn't come out, which is cool. It is what it is. But things happen for a reason, and I think around that time it was just kind of like, I guess we were like just figuring it out. We were all part of a collective, so I guess just trying to figure out like how to get everybody on the song or shit like that. So yeah, that's that, and we got my boy. I'm gonna introduce the guest now. We've got my boy Q the God. So I'm just waiting on him to the chat, and we're gonna get started. If anyone is tuning in and you have any questions, feel free at the bottom right. There is a little chat bubble with a question mark in it. Make sure y'all hit that up and y'all tap in, show some love. Let's get it out the way. Yeah. So we're just waiting on Q to join in to the chat. Once he joins in, we will get started on everything. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, whatever for me, make sure you guys just add them shits in. You heard? So yeah, I'm just waiting on this guy to tune in now. I wish they would show me more suggestions to share this live. So if you are tuned in, make sure y'all share the live. Get some more people in here. It's gonna be a dope interview. So I'm just waiting on this guy to tune in. Oh, speaking of, my guy just tuned in right the fuck away. What's good, my guy? Let's get this shit started, man. Whenever you ready, just accept the invite and you'll be in. Word. Just like clockwork, my son is on time with it. All right, so we're just waiting for Q the God to officially join in with us. Let's see. I did send him an invite. Let's see if he can accept it. I always got some weird issue getting people on live, so just bear with me. But he's here, I'm here, we here. Let's get it. Let me know if you got any issues, Brody. You might have to send me a request. I don't know. It's different each time, but yeah, I'm being patient. Got my white wine with me, my Pinot Grigio. Shout out to Gabby Giggles for tapping in. I said tapping in. Shout out to Gabby. She's been a huge support system for Q to God as well. So we're gonna talk about that. Um, yeah, man, we just waiting on my guy to join in. Shout out to Bugs who just joined in. What up, Brody? How you feeling? We down with another dope episode. Shout out to Mrs. Mathis. We need some bars. I ain't forget about you, girl. I still need some bars. But thank you for tuning in. I'm just waiting on my guest to join, and then he sent me a request. All right, so I'm just waiting for my guest to join. As soon as he joins, we will get started. If you guys are just tuning in, if you have any questions for the guest or myself, there's a chat bubble with a question mark in it. Make sure you hit that. I will be asking all questions. Yeah, it's gonna be a vibe, man. If you haven't been a part of this episode before, if you have never seen me do an episode, I advise you to go check out the previous episodes that I have with the other dope artists that I have. And yeah, this is just going on and on and on. It's gonna keep on going. So yeah, we're just waiting on my guy to join in. As soon as we're able to get him on the live, it's gonna happen. Um, word Bugs was one of my previous guests. I think episode 13. I'm not 100% sure. I got to go back and check the number, but I think it was number 13 that I had you on. So yeah, y'all can go check that out, man. We got some really interesting conversation going on. As I do with most of my guests. Um, let's talk some bullshit before Q the God jumps in. I'm still working on getting him added in here. I don't know what's going on. Um, how many of y'all saw that Cat Williams interview? I don't like to, dwell on Hollywood shit, but I felt like that's what we needed. We needed an interview like that. Oh, my guy's here. What's
Yo,
up? How you feeling, Brody?
fix it. Let me fix it. Let me fix it. Yo, what's good, my
Oh, you
guy?
got
Oh man.
the whole name. Where you think you at, bro?
Oh, you already know what it is, mama. Camera
Man,
looking
we
like,
live on
hold on, hold
Instagram, man.
on,
We not on Hot 97. Why you
son.
pull out the mic for,
You
man?
know
Now I gotta
I,
go flex.
you know what I do. You know what I do.
I
Shit.
feel you. I feel you, man. What's up, man? How you feeling today, though?
What's going on, bro? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Life is lifing. That's what I'm gonna say.
I
Life
feel
is
that.
lifing. Everything
I feel
moving,
that.
bro. How you been? How you been?
Everything is great, man. I just dropped this album, so I'm excited for that. I've just been, working on building strong connections with the people that fuck with me. Um, I've been learning myself a lot more. You know how they say, you're supposed to know yourself at a certain age, but that's just every day, bro. Every day I'm learning something new about myself, or I'm like finally recognizing shit. So yeah,
Facts.
life be life, but it's
Yeah.
always for me, it's always positive, Like I try to stay away from like the negative thoughts and pushing myself into like situations that I probably wouldn't be comfortable thinking about. Um, yeah, so I could say life has been great. Life has been
Absolutely.
great.
Absolutely.
Word.
That's the journey, bro. Everybody gotta live and learn, no matter how old you are. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop living.
That's a Yo, for real, bro, real shit. So you started off strong there. So I just want to say congrats on your new release. You just dropped a single, Trisha, featuring
Yeah.
Gigi Mouse.
I should have had that shit queued up in the back to start blasting the moment you said
It's
that.
all
Ah man, I
it's
like it,
all
man.
good. It's all good. No worries, no worries. I mean, I think the further we move on with this segment, as far as going live with the MC goes, I'm trying to work on like having music play in the background, stuff like that. Because I want people to like hear your music and stuff like that. I don't want to just talk about it. I want people to actually be like, "Oh, this is fire!" Like in the
I, I
moment.
I thought about it too. But then like the moment I went live, I went to go scramble looking for the hat because my hair not my hair
Hey, none
crazy
of that
right
shit
now. So
matter,
I had to
bro.
throw that shit on real quick.
Shout
I forgot to
out to
throw it on
Cece
in the back.
Camacho. She's a dope artist.
TC was
I show love to
good.
everybody in here, by the way.
Yo,
If no one,
Tempest was good.
I think
Tempest
I know who
Styles.
Tempest is. On my old Instagram, I believe we followed each other. I don't know. I
She
lost a lot of people didn't follow me back on a new account and shit like that. Shout out to Sour Bigavelli. That's the homie right there.
Star Conscious was good. Yeah, bro. V Star. We out here, bro. We
No
just
doubt. So let's get straight into it, man. How did you come up with that single Trisha? Like, what was your motivation in making that song?
so oh man. So this is gonna be funny, right? So me and Gigi, we known each other since high school.
Hmm.
So we really kick it. Like we chill. We be chilling, hanging out. So I don't even think he gonna like me telling this story, but I'm gonna tell it because it's not my it ain't my issues. So fucking he came to it was like I just got in my new crib. It was
Hmm.
like 11:30, almost midnight, and he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, bro, can I pull up? We roll up. Let's share a joint." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, pull up." He come up. He left his girl downstairs to come upstairs, and we we started rolling up. We started rolling up. Um, Next thing you know, we talking, we chilling. He throwing a beat, and we laughing, joking. Now when we rolled up, we also had, we took a little bite of some mushroom chocolate. So
Hmm.
we wasn't even taking it serious. So we played a beat, and all of a sudden he in the corner, and I mean literally in the corner by himself, rolling up, Trisha, 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 and I'm like Trisha, 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 Trisha. I said Trisha, Trisha, and right there, we were like, hold on, wait a minute. Shit bumping. And so we just started going in right there. And the hook was literally came about right there. Like on the spot, that goes, she a eater, I don't love her, I don't need her. Like, and it was easy, bro. It was easy after that because it came so natural.
That's tough.
And you know, bitches be treating, bro. So it's a very natural conversation to have.
I
It's a
feel that.
natural
I
conversation
feel
to
that.
have, bro.
Yo, thanks for that backstory. But you know what that reminds me of, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you were about to say. That time we was in the
Yo, the
stew.
first time we actually went into the studio,
Facts.
how many of us was it? It was like 10 of
Bro,
us, 12 of us. We was deep.
we were
We was
deep.
deep. Shout out to
And
Cece. I
Cece,
don't know if she's
yeah,
still inside the
shout
live.
out to Cece if
I don't know if
she's
she's
still
still
here. If she's not,
tuned in, but we was definitely in her studio,
yeah,
13 deep.
deep.
And it was literally the same exact fucking story you just told. We was all smoking. Everyone was high. Niggas done tried the mushroom chocolates.
Yup.
And then me and you was the only two motherfuckers that was awake. We was the only two awake.
Everybody was deady. Everybody was
Everybody
deady. And we came up with a track on the spot, a hook
on the
on the
spot.
spot,
And
everything.
it was literally just like that. How that shit
Oh,
go? I'm so high
way
right
too high
now.
right
We're so
now.
high. Yo,
You're
this shit
way
was
too
fire.
high
Like,
right now. Nah,
yo,
that shit was great.
I'm mad we never released that song. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Yo, Jay Cloud, matter of fact, let me send him this live because he has that song. Jay Cloud has that song. He played it for me when we linked up one time. I'm gonna find his ass and
Mm.
I'm gonna send him this live. Cause yo, shout out to Cloud. He got it. He got it. And he played it. So if we gotta get the song from his ass.
Yeah, nah, you know what's crazy? CC might have that too. I ain't gonna hold you. CC might have it.
I don't know because she
But
did clear out her drive. She did
shit.
clear out her drive. Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
But
I
I
mean,
know
hey,
Ray has it.
I know a lot of engineers like that, by the way. They just say fuck it and get rid of
Nah,
everything.
nah.
But
She put out a blast on IG and she let everybody know. That's a fact.
I
But
you know,
oh damn.
it's all good. It's all good though. It's all good.
Shit.
Um, but nah, we actually made a few songs.
Yeah, nah, we
Hold on, my
cooked
bad.
up. We
I'm
cooked up.
watching this dog and shit. I'm trying to make sure she's okay.
Yeah. That's right. My dog in the background too. Nah, but
Oh,
we
nice, nice. Yeah,
cooked up.
I do pet sitting. I mean, I have a dog too, but I do pet sitting and shit. You okay, Hardy? I got right now. I'm watching. She's a Rottweiler mixed with a German Shepherd. If you hear
Oh,
any noise in the background, that's her.
that's good. We all love animals, man. But yeah, that's kind of how the song came about. Literally exactly how you had the experience with me. Me and
Right.
Gigi came up with the song just like that. Little weed, little shroom chocolate, and being stupid funny actually turned out to be a very catchy song,
That's dope.
and it's doing very
That's
well.
dope.
Doing
That's
very
dope,
well.
man. I'm happy
We
for
up to
that.
like yeah, we just passed 10,000 streams today on all platforms. Well, I'm trying to hit 30K in a week. We doing very well.
Now that's fire. So to segue into the next question, you dropped three projects that I know of since I've
Yeah,
met you, since I've known you.
yeah,
You dropped three projects, and all of them seem to get a lot of traction.
yeah.
So, talk about your support system. Like, what does your support system look like when you drop a new song? Is it like everybody like breaking the internet, or is it kind of like you just like reach out to as many people as you know and be like, hey, I dropped this, or is it kind of just like it's a sound thing. Like people hear your sound, is a little familiar with a lot of other artists or whatever, and they just like tune in automatically. So how does that work for
Um,
you?
well, it kind of all started. So it's more of like a snowball effect slash piggyback effect. See, what happened was with the Descent, that was the first project I dropped. It got picked up by Spotify's algorithm like hard. It was on top 100 this, hot new hip hop that, like on a lot of editorial playlists because Instagram, my Instagram had been popping at the time. I was on a lot of different people's Instagrams, a lot of different I want to say influencers in our community, radio stations, DJs, stuff like that, especially in New York, were spinning my record, tagging me. So the more the algorithm saw my name on all of these different people's things, it kind of piggybacks off that. So it goes from that, and that Spotify pretty much looks at all the social media. It looks at everything, especially music media outlets,
Mhm.
blog write-ups, things like that. So we all it kind of blew up off of that, I remember looking at the descent, and I was watching like the first 2 days. It was
Hmm.
like, oh, 12 people, 10 people, 8 people all streaming it right now. And it went
Right.
from 10, 12, 8 to 20 to 30 to 80 to 130 people streaming it right now. To all of a sudden, I'm at 30,000 streams. Then I'm at 70,000 streams. And I was like, I'll, I'll take it.
And you didn't pay for no promotion or nothing.
I mean, I paid for like ads. I
Okay.
paid for not like the Google campaign
Right,
ads,
right, right.
because a lot of some people will be like, oh, I could do this on Google campaign ad, blah blah blah. A lot of that is fake streams, so
Yeah,
I like to stay away from that. A lot of people, oh, I can help you get this, that, and the third. It'd be fake followers, fake streams, fake everything
all of
on your
that.
Spotify, on your
All that shit
Instagram.
fake.
I don't fuck with that. We don't do fake nothing. So all I paid for personally was promotion on, like, let's say billboards on in different states, promotions on Instagram ads, Instagram ad promotions. Um and I ran them for certain days at a time. I found out how to manipulate the algorithm and my audience to get the biggest reach possible that actually tuned in, because you can get a large reach with no clicks.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to stretch and get the most reach possible, but it's not anyone who's gonna like their stuff. That's where they
Right.
make that mistake. I pay very close attention. I'm very like anal about that shit. Anal about it, pinpointing it. So, and I'm just taking it from there. You could save on Instagram, especially. You could save your audience shit like that on your ads,
Hmm.
like what you bracketed. So I have like certain stuff saved for certain ads, other stuff saved for certain ads. You could do it on other websites as well. And I've been going from there, doing shows. I found the spot where I no longer have to do a million shows for a million different people. I have my own spot, whose mic is a showcase. Shout out to the CEO of No Days Off Entertainment, No Days Off, uh, the label. Shout out to Say So. Shout out to the CEO. They really hold it down. They really believe in me. Um, and we've been
That's
we've
dope.
been working together very well ever since. But that's how that goes about. And so really just do for one what I do with the other. And the most important thing is you don't take breaks, even when the outside thinks you're taking a break. I'm not taking a break. I live, I breathe this shit. Even when it looks like I'm silent, I'm behind the scenes working.
I feel
It's never any breaks.
that.
People are tagging me and shit every day, commenting my name on shit every day. I'm a very
I feel
driven
that shit
artist,
heavy.
and I'm trying to get success like this. Other people, oh, I want to just make an impact. You can't make an impact if people don't know who you are. You gotta make a name for yourself by getting that success. You gotta go out there. You gotta make sure people know who you are. And they do. If you go anywhere in the underground New York, they know Q to God.
Do you
That was a mission.
do you do you agree or disagree that success is subjective?
Success is subjective when it comes to personal goals, but when you're
Hmm.
talking about success as in commercially, success as in artistic, not artistic success, because that's 100% subjective, but definitely commercial success. Commercial success isn't subjective, it's opinionated for sure,
Hmm.
but commercial success is, very plain to see, straight up in your face. Like, that's pretty plain cut and dry.
Right.
A lot of people are afraid of commercial success, think that you got to sell your soul for commercial success. I haven't changed a bit since niggas met me. I ain't changed one motherfucking bit. I am who I am.
Yo,
I is who I is, and they
so
gonna accept me no matter what.
I'm gonna ask you this question, right? And this all stemmed from a conversation that I was having with someone. I actually asked, I don't think it was the last guest, but the guest before that, I asked the very same question. And this person asked me the question, and I know that they wasn't asking me the question as if to see if I was going to give them a yes or no. It was like they knew exactly what my answer was, but they still wanted to know what I thought about it. Um,
Okay, okay.
so is there a threshold for selling your soul? Like, do you feel like it has to be like the right proposition for it?
Nah, Not, I mean, not from
Feel that.
other people, whatever. For me,
Mm,
nobody is going to, what I consider selling my soul is nobody's gonna come into my studio and tell me what to make.
mm-hmm,
And nobody's gonna do that. Nobody, if someone's gonna mix my song a certain way, where they're gonna change it to a way that I don't like, I'm not gonna put it. It's not getting put out. It's not getting put out.
I feel
And
that.
and it's happened before where I had a situation where someone who, I'm not gonna name no names, but he did work on the Descent. And a lot of those popping songs on the Descent came from his mixing.
Mm-hmm,
And the problem was that he started working with Uzi and Yachty, and he had this little poppy sound that they're now gravitating towards those two. And he tried to mix Trisha that way. That is
mm,
not the mix that got put out. And I told him, and we had 3 different conversations, and I was like, bro, but you're not listening to me.
mm.
Well, you want me to pay you for a service, but you're not listening to the customer. I'm not paying you if you're not gonna listen to me. And I know if I'm not gonna pay you, you're not gonna keep doing it. So let's just stop right here. And that's what happened. We stopped right there. There was no bad blood. We parted ways. He had a lot to do with my success in the Descent. But I'm not selling my soul. I'm gonna make it as me. I'm gonna be me, unapologetically, enthusiastically, obnoxiously, and that
All
shit is
that.
how people gonna have to. Yeah, bro, all that and then some, nigga, shit. And that's just how people gonna have to take it. They gonna
I
have to
feel that.
take me
I feel that. Um,
straight up.
so it's interesting because you have this mindset, yet you make a lot of commercial music, so to speak. I mean, you even said it yourself, so you know, I kind of that's kind of where I get it from anyway. But you have a commercialized sound, so even if you don't go that route, I think it is easy for people to pick up on you because it's kind of what they're used to hearing these days. You know, so and then the only thing that separates it though is that you actually make good music. A lot of these people just have a sound that people like. Like, you know, it's crazy. A lot of people go wild for Lil Uzi. I listened to a
Yeah,
song by
yeah.
him the other day, and I was so mad that I even put myself up to that challenge. And it wasn't even it's crazy because I got a bar in one of my songs where I was like, I don't care for these rappers. I show nothing but hate for them. I know I always preach change, but now I seem like an atheist. These kids growing up would say Lil Uzi's their favorite. So
Yeah.
it was it's crazy mind you, I wrote that bar back in 2017. So to hear it now, looking at it, like everyone fucks with Uzi now. To this day,
Yeah,
that's one of their top artists. If you ask
yeah,
anyone,
yeah,
they
yeah.
top three, top five, or whatever,
I,
Uzi's in there somewhere.
of course,
But I
baby Pluto,
listened to
man.
his song, huh?
Of course, that's baby Pluto, man. But
Uh,
I don't
uh,
really, to
no
me,
hate
I
involved,
don't
bro. No hate involved. I just
really
can't
like.
get with it.
I mean, I don't. He's not one of my favorite artists. He isn't. He isn't. He isn't anywhere in my top anything. There's a couple. I can handpick a few songs that I like and I can rock out to for sure. But
I ain't got none.
it's I don't. There's no. It's he's whatever to me as well. And that's I can pick a couple. That's it. Handpick. Maybe not even a
Yeah,
handful.
no, I feel that. But yeah, no, I listened to this song and I was just so mad that I even pressed play on it. You know, I was just really mad because it's like he wasn't saying shit. Like he wasn't saying nothing. The nigga was like, "I got a bitch." I don't even remember the
Oh,
lyrics,
but
but I
he's
know he said
very
something. I
open.
got a bitch. She pull up. Something, something, something. That's what's up. And I was like, "Nigga, what?"
But he's very open about it. It's just he makes music that just like you turn your brain off and listen to like a sound. You don't listen to words. You don't listen to like the beat specifically. You just listen to it all as a sound and turn your brain off. Like he's open about that. He's very open.
Yeah,
I can't get with that,
I,
bro. I gotta say some shit, bro. I got some shit on my chest. I gotta get off on
I
everything.
mean, I think it just be kind of weird to see that there's a lot of people. You know, we come from a certain era where lyrics was the focal point of the song.
Right.
Like we listened, like I don't care how you spit this shit. You could spit fast, slow, melodic,
But
high
spit
pitch,
something.
whatever. You
Something.
know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
yeah, it was like we listened to it because you had something to say, and now it's just kind of like, as long as this person just makes a certain sound or they have like a fire ad lib or some shit like that, they automatically got it.
Right.
Because I even listen to like, say, Fabio Foreign. I don't listen to him, but there's songs that I've heard him on. And I forgot the name of the song. It's one of his actual songs, but he says on the song, I got lit off an ad lib. Hey. And it was just like, damn, son, what? Like, that's crazy.
It's
Like,
true. It's true
no,
though.
it
It
is.
is, it
It
really is
is.
true. That hey,
Got
y'all
lit
niggas turned the
off
fuck
that shit. And
up.
now I notice a lot of artists be saying that in their songs. Like they'll drop some shit and then they add it, hey, like the same way he does it. So it's like it's kind of
Right.
interesting.
But
But nah, man, you have your despite having a similar sound, you still have your own style. And I think that's what stands out about you. Is that people could listen to you and say that's Q to God. They're not gonna say a Boogie or Uzi or any one of
right,
those,
right.
artists of the sort. So I think that's beautiful for you 100%.
And I appreciate that, and I also get that a lot. And I think it's because I really don't have like one flow. I kind of just have this way of saying things. It's not
Mm,
the same in every song, but you could tell just by how I'm talking or how I'm spitting or how I'm singing. Like you
mm-hmm,
said, they'll be like, yeah, that's cute. That's cute to God right there,
mm-hmm.
And that comes from I was on tour. I did my first tour. Shout out to Telly Stoneman over at Green Hawk
I know who
Real
that
Hawk
is.
Records. Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who that
Shout out
is.
to Telly. Shout out to
So
Telly.
you've been fucking with them lately. The artist, what is it called? The artist showcase, or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Shout out to her. I did my first tour over there with them, and I was on tour with me and my cousin. We were driving. It was just me and him in the whip. We were following him around. We was going on tour, and what we were having a conversation, and we got real open about it, about what I want out of this music, what what kind of pinnacles do I want to reach, what are some of the pitfalls I gotta watch out for, this, that, and the third. And one of the questions that he had for me was like, why what do you think, what do I think it is that every time I play my song or I get on stage, for some reason you can tell the difference between me and every other artist that ever got on that stage at that night. Everyone sees a difference. And what do I think it is? And I just told him straight up, like, some of those, or a lot of those artists, they don't speak their truth. They fabricate, or they straight capping, or they just telling a story that they don't really, you could tell if you've been there, they
Mm-hmm,
don't know what they chatting about if they telling it. Cause
mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna act like I was the biggest thugged out gangsta ass nigga, but I've been through shit, and I've been outside. You feel me? I've been outside. Not we outside as partying or I've been outside with the drillers. I've been outside with the dealers. So I've been around the block,
Right,
and I know I look young, but I'm creeping up on 30. So it's getting
right,
scary. Feel me? It's
right.
getting a little scary, but we, I told him straight like that. When I say certain things about that type of lifestyle, all of the OGs that are in that place always seem to come up to me and give me real respect, and it's real love like that. And even the people who haven't been there, they see, people see the realness, they see the real, they see the truth.
Right, right.
And when you're talking about what you said, coming back to what you said earlier about, I do make a lot of commercial music. I I also believe that commercial is just a sound, because if you would go back 10 years to when I was in high school, I was making this sound and nobody was fucking with it. This sound wasn't even out yet. I had to wait for music to catch up, and then I started hearing shit that it was like I was making. I was like, oh shit, I could do this now, because this is, people's ears are on this now.
I
So
understand that.
yeah, so now my truth is being listened to. My words are being listened to. I've gotten texts that I've helped so many people. I mean, I could go through my phone, send you screenshots of people thanking me for making a song because it got them through this time. People thanking me for making rock bottom, especially because it got them through certain really tough periods in their life. And it's just in my mind, even no matter what, whether it's underground, whether it's mainstream, commercial, whatever, the truth is always going to be on top, no matter what. When you listen to all of these cookie cutter copy paste songs, but if
That's
you
what I call them
go
too.
on Billboard, if you go on Billboard and you look at that top 10, a majority of songs in the top 10 are actual, real, truth-telling shit. It's not these overplayed nonsense bullshit songs. So I told my cousin straight up, what I believe is the real's gonna prevail. No matter what, at the end, the real wins. The real
That's a
stands
fact,
the test
bro.
of time, bro. And it stands the test of time. And
I can attest to that
that's
100%. You know,
what I'm doing.
I've been in several environments where it's like people they don't even bat an eye like when I release music and shit like that. And I'll be honest, I'll be 100% honest. I feel like I'm really fucking dope. And that's not just saying that because it's me. It's because
Right.
like I listen to myself as if I'm not the artist that just made that song. Like I always listen to my own music as if I'm not MC
Right.
Reef, right?
Right.
Um, and then when I go to shows and I see like other people
How am I doing?
perform,
Sorry.
no, you good, you good. Shout out to everybody that's in the shout out JQ Capone. Sorry, that's the homie. I've been rocking with him for years,
Oh,
years, years.
word was good, Capone. What's
Bad and
happening?
Prissy, Loretta, I Smoke Beach, Giselle. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just shouting y'all out real quick. Paris Briscoe, J Peso. Shout out to all y'all. Ty Bantam, thank y'all for tuning in and shit. If y'all got any questions, it's a chat bubble at the bottom with a question mark. Make sure y'all ask a question. I will be asking all those questions. Moving on.
Yeah.
Uh, you wanna like fill in everybody with the backstory of how you and I ended up meeting because that's gonna segue into the next question.
Okay. I'll tell it like this. Shit. I had so here's the crazy part. Here's how I got there. I don't know what brought you there that night, but here's how I got there that night. Because I came in there alone. I came in there one deep, and the reason was there was something going on between me and my team. There was a rift, and it seemed like they were gonna take a step back from me. And the night before, I was sitting at my job, I was getting my hair done by Loretta. Shout out Loretta. She was twisting up my hair, and I was sitting on the floor while she was twisting up my hair. And inside my head, I was telling myself, I don't give a fuck if no one comes for me. I have to get up and I have to go to this fucking show because
Right,
that's how shit happens. And I
right,
went to the show, and it was a Who's Mike Is It showcase in January, and there was a giant snowstorm, and I swear to God, I thought nobody was gonna be there. And then my mom texts me that she's there. My brother and my sister-in-law text me that they there. My niggas text me that they there. My niggas is all hitting me up saying they waiting for me at the train station. And I'm still getting my hair braided. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go by myself because I was supposed to have someone get me there because I was very far. I said, fuck it, I got up, I walked my ass down there, I got on that train, I made it to the show, and I won $2,000 that night. So the next day, I'm sitting at work and I'm telling myself, you see, my nigga, that's why you do that shit. That's why you show up. At the end of the day, you have to show the fuck up. So I'm sitting there at work with my duffel bag. I'm in a suit, by the way. I'm suited up and shit, but I'm sitting there at
yeah,
work with all my gear in a duffel bag. And I'm like, I'm going to go to this Moore's Booking show tonight, all the way in Queens at Love Story Bar. And I'm going to see what the fuck's going on over there. I'm not going to have no support, but we'll see what happens. Now, I could go home and be 3 hours late, or I could go straight over there and be the first nigga, the first nigga to walk through the door.
right.
I chose to be the first nigga to walk through the door. So I went on early, still got attention, still got love. And when I came outside, fucking MC Reef was chilling, talking to some people, smoking. So I was like, man, fuck it. Let me go make some friends. So I just inserted myself in the circle, pulled out, I went in my pocket, pulled out a little weed, pulled out a paper, started crushing up. Was like, what we talking about, fellas? And then that's kind of the rest. Now we here, bro. couple years later
Nah,
now.
that's
We
fire.
did
That's
it.
fire. I got a little bit of a different recollection of that. Everything you said was accurate, by the
Hello.
way. From your
Facts, bro.
perspective, everything was completely accurate because I remember it that way too. I think the only difference was that we met at a show uh earlier that week because I was going to shows like every other day. Like I was outside. Like, I had
Shit.
just came back from my tour in London, so I was trying to capitalize.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
feel
like
you. You just had
like
came
being
back
in
from
London
tour.
on tour was like the first time I've actually received real love for my music. You know, like really like people in the crowd singing along, people want to follow me
Facts,
after the show. You know, like shit
facts,
like that.
facts.
Like all of that was like really dope to me.
You were open about that.
So coming
Facts.
back to New York, I was like, nah, I gotta capitalize on this shit. Like, there's no way I'm gonna go over here where motherfuckers is asking who's MC Reef and they want me to come back to come over here and no one don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
So, um, we did meet at Love Story Bar. That was the
Facts.
first show. It was outside during an intermission. Um, and I think I had asked you if you had performed already, but
Yeah.
you had performed prior to coming outside.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and so I had just got there. Like by the time you were performing, I was probably upstairs just checking in. So I had just got there type shit. But then you told me you performed, and I was like, damn, I was a little kind of like, damn, I missed your performance and shit. Because at that time, I guess I was also just finally embracing like networking with other artists. Like I've always wanted to network, and I've always tried to network, but then I always seem to speak to the ones who are like super Hollywood. You know, everyone's just like, oh yeah, you know, I just put in the work. What kind of work? Like, you know, show me some shit. Like, but everything
Word.
is like, oh, you know, I just woke up and I got here. I don't like those type of people, you know. So, um, the people I was chopping it up with that day, they were like really open. Everyone had a story to tell, you know, and then you came through as well with the vibes. And it was just everybody showing each other love. And then I think the next show we had was at the Kingdom Lounge.
Yeah. Facts.
The only difference was that the Kingdom Lounge has the outdoor section that's literally, you can see what the fuck going on from the outside. Whereas Love
Facts. Facts.
Story, you got to go downstairs,
Yeah, you
you
got
know, yeah. So,
sketchy ass
and then
steps
once they
too.
close that door, you don't hear nothing. It's completely soundproof. So,
Shit.
yeah, with Kingdom Lounge, I know you was outside and you tapped me and who was it? It was Black Max and there was a few other people that was there in the circle, and he was like, "Yo, guys, I'm about to go on and perform." And we all literally from outside just walked in just
Facts.
to watch you perform,
Facts.
and you shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
want
shut the
to
shit
see
down.
you.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I performed. I think I performed dead last that night too. But watching you perform, it was just like, yo, that's pretty dope, man. This dude actually, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect nothing from you. I didn't know what type of music you made or anything like that, you know.
I
But you
feel
came
like
in there.
everybody has that, bro. Everybody says that shit. Everybody says they look at me and they don't expect me to have no type of musical talent whatsoever.
It's not
And then
about
I get on
the
that
musical
stage.
talents. It's not about musical talents. I think it was just that I didn't want to say, "Oh, this guy probably sings," or "This guy is most likely." I didn't want to put you in that
Uh,
box. I wanted to see
okay,
what,
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to see what you were capable of doing. So when you like jumping around, mind you, a lot of the people, and you can attest to this too. A lot of the people at the venue, they were telling people to come in to perform because they wanted a crowd to perform in front of.
Right,
You were
right.
saying it as if, yo, I'm actually going to put on a performance, so y'all might not want to miss this.
That's a fact.
Word. So, that's what stood out to me. It was like, yo, you was really pleading, like, yo, this shit about to go up. Like, y'all motherfuckers don't want to be out here smoking y'all weed. Like, you know, come inside. You know,
Facts.
so no, it was a really great event. And then, you know, we just kind of clicked naturally. We just started vibing as well a lot. That's how the studio came about. But one thing that we did that isn't talked about much, we all went on the road.
Bro, we went
We all went on the road
on a fucking
together.
tour, bro.
So to segue into the next question, how was it just being around a bunch of artists that you didn't actually know personally, but you've been meeting us throughout these showcases? You've been around us musically to see that, you know, we're serious about our craft. Well, to a certain extent, because a lot of us, I'm not going to say us because then I'm implying myself is with them, but a lot of the people in the group were literally just the hype beast. Like they made music. Shout out to Jody the Real. She's a dope MC artist from Staten Island. But yeah, nah, we a lot of the artists were hype beasts in the sense that they were just happy to finally see that there was a crowd of people at a show. They were finally happy to see that okay, it was a bunch of artists, not just fans, but artists that also wanted to work with them. Like it was a whole snowball effect of things like happening that made everybody, I guess, cohesively stick
Oh yeah.
together. So yeah, talk about your experience with the group. You know, how was it going on the road with us, and what did you take from that?
Well, for me, it wasn't, it wasn't the first time going on the road. So at that point, going out to go on to some whatever tour was happening, that kind of became like just what I was doing. That was just what I was doing at that time. But to be around all of you guys, to be around you, to be around Max, to be around Peso and Tyson and Shizzle and Cloud, um, so many fucking people, bro. Shot Town, all of y'all, bro. Just
A lot of
to
us.
be around, bro. There was way fucking too many of us, bro. We was crammed up in that sprinter, bro. They have no
OD,
idea. They
OD.
have no idea. Yo, American Rockstar, what the fuck is good, Brody? But facts, bro. It just, to be inside of there, I kind of had this feeling of like, yo, I was so happy that I had chose to get the fuck up and go to the show. I was very excited to be around all of you guys because I was surrounded by people who were exactly like me, and
Hmm.
who lived, breathed, and just spoke about music and hip hop and singers and people who listened to all different types of genres, not just wanted to listen to niggas rapping all day 24/7. We could put on all different types of music, hit the shuffle on that shit, and whatever it lands on, we all gonna fuck with because it just, and the vibes were always up. Everybody was always so positive for the most part, because of course there's gonna be some
You could talk
negatives.
about it.
Yeah,
Talk about it, bro.
I just feel like that comes with the territory. There's gonna be some negatives when you have all of these different personalities coming together, especially when you are rolling as deep as we were rolling, bro. Because we were fucking deep, bro. Like
12,
we had
13.
no
I think we was at least
business,
14 deep.
so deep, bro. We had no business being in Pittsburgh and Philly and shit like that. That deep, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
we really
yeah,
traveled.
bro.
We really
OD.
traveled.
OD, but nah, it was just always, to me, I always took it as a positive, a good vibe. I loved being around that atmosphere,
Hmm.
and and also it just seemed like every time, it just seemed like the more I hung out around this group, the more I spent time with this group, the more I went to the studio with this group, the more I surrounded myself with only these entities and these personalities and these type of people. My life seemed to just somehow, some way, always inject music. Even when I was away from you guys, music had become to surround me. So, and it never did that before. And nature had began to surround me. I was getting, bro, I ain't even gonna cap. I was getting a ladybug or two landed on me every day, just chilling on me. I was getting, like, I remember I was in Yonkers after coming out of the boxing gym, and a fucking bunny rabbit had came up to me while I was smoking a spliff, and I fed it a carrot, bro, in the wild. Like, just a random bunny, bro. Like, just the universe has started to speak to me the
Right.
more I was around these personalities, and this, just the more I was around the music and all of you guys. And I would go take the train, and there would be some dude playing his guitar going crazy, and I would walk up to it, and he would give me the mic. Out of everybody fucking standing there, he'd give me the mic, and I would kill it because I was starting to freestyle every day. So I was very, the steel was sharp. The steel was, you already know that. We would get in a
Yep,
circle
yep.
after, we would be siphing after every show,
After
non-stop.
every show.
After every show, we would siphon non-stop. We
And
would
we'd be
never
outside for
stop
like two,
rapping,
3 hours after the show.
bro. We would never stop rapping. We would never stop rapping. And it just seemed like music had begun to surround me. The universe had started to talk to me. So I knew I was on the right path at that time. And I knew that it's, and, being on the right path, I knew the warning signs due to previous
Hmm.
situations. I knew the warning signs of when it was starting to show some cracks and some chinks in the armor of
Hmm.
our group. No matter what I said, no matter what perspective I tried to put in, And I also believe there were some people who were brought into it because we were very open. We were like, if you want to pull up, you can pull up, bro. We don't care. We were, and I've always felt like we probably should have been more reserved with ourselves, with our energy. We should have been more protective with our energy because that was such a powerful group. Everywhere we went, people wanted to follow. Everywhere we went, people wanted to follow. We were
Yep.
so, it was so gravitational. People were just the pull that we had on people, on a crowd. It was honestly insane. I have never seen anything like that with a whole group of people. Like
Facts.
just it was really gravitational. Like it was insane to see that and be a part of it. And we allowed certain personalities and that we shouldn't have. We allowed certain people who had certain perspectives that we didn't need. We didn't need that around us. We didn't need that anywhere near our energy. We were a little too open and we were a little too inviting to energies that we should have kept away from us. But it happens because at the end of the day, it's always love between the people who know that it's always love between, yourself included, bro. You already know, brothers for life type shit. Anything, you hit me up no matter what. But fucking yeah, man. I just thought that period of time was so dope and so wavy, and it I dropped the descent because you guys made me feel like I had to. And if you guys never pushed me to drop the descent, I would not have any of this, bro. I would not have any of this. Nothing. Like, come on now. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like,
That's
bro,
fire. I ain't got one of those yet,
yeah.
man. You doing something right.
You know what I mean? But that's I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for you guys. You guys pushed me to release this stuff. You guys pushed me to get my shit out there and to go this hard. And I wouldn't have any of this. I'm gonna just put this over here. I never got my second one. I was supposed to for Weight on My Soul.
That's
I'm gonna look up on
that's
that
one of
one.
my favorites. I ain't gonna hold you. I fuck with that song.
I
I
was
fuck with
supposed to
that.
get one for that, but I don't know. I'm gonna check up on that. But yeah, so I'm forever grateful. Uh, that's why anytime any of you guys hit me up, I'll never be. I don't give a fuck what's happening. I'ma always answer back. I'ma always like y'all get nothing but positivity from me. I will always listen to anything y'all drop, anything and everything y'all drop. I will always be honest with you guys because I know we all can be honest with each other, like on some real shit. Whether we want to hear it, like to hear it, whether like no matter what, I don't give a fuck if what you're gonna say is gonna piss me off. You better tell me if it's the truth, motherfucker, type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And and that's just gonna be forever because that was just that period of life and what we did. And I don't think what we did has been duplicated by anyone in the underground since. I've been watching and yeah, bro, you
'Cause
shaking your head. I
it's
know,
funny you
bro.
say that.
It's pretty
I
dead.
I used I used to ask myself all the time, like, yo, who else is doing this? Like, who else is pulling up 14 deep to every single show and shutting the shit down? Like, every artist got some heat.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
like we all. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little sketchy with it, but we all invested in ourselves. I mean, people like me, you, and some of the other serious people had to like really push the others, like, yo, nigga, y'all wilding the fuck out. Like, let's do this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the most part. Yeah, we all invested in each other and we made it happen. Um,
I
to
would have wished
further,
what
huh?
I will say this: what I would have wished we kept those entities and energies out because we were really close to creating something for ourselves. We were all really close to creating something. And I feel like we all split and create our own individual things, and we were this close to creating something together. And with the kind of gravity that we all had, and with the you know there was there's nobody that was gonna do what we were gonna do because we were way more genuine than every other booking agent and showcase this and talent show that and open mic this. We were way more genuine towards the artist than any of the motherfuckers that could ever hit any of you people up that are watching or that will see this after or that have been here. Like we were gonna create something for real, and it's just a damn shame that we all couldn't get there. Shit happens, but that is my one regret, bro. Keep it a buck, because we were this close. Max had Max had a person. I had a venue. I had a promoter. You had just went up on that radio station we had pulled up on. Like we were this close, nigga. This
Everything was
close.
happening, bro. Everything was happening. We all was like discovering each other and helping each other get discovered by other audiences and shit like that. Um, I agree with you. Yes, we should have kept a lot of energies out of there. I would name drop, and I'm not scared to name drop, but I think they know who they are.
They know
And
who they
maybe,
are, bro.
maybe, hopefully, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not like trying to get everybody on the show from the group, but if I can get certain people on from the group, I definitely would, and we'll have these conversations as well. But I think what really ultimately went wrong was that we all had our own motion, and for a lot of us, it went two ways. A lot of us had just discovered that we had the motion, and we tried to capitalize off of it. And a lot of us had never had that motion, but finally seeing it, it went to their head. And I'm saying they
Oh
because I
yeah.
wasn't a part of that.
I
You know,
know who you speaking about, bro.
nah,
Nobody ain't know.
yeah, there was about a good 4 or 5 people in the group who was really clout driven. And it was kind of like, oh shit, like people fuck with me. I would use this as clout, but it wasn't clout at all. It was just genuine love and support. Like people really wanted to fuck with your shit, and you were just like, oh wow, 10 people, okay, cool. Like,
Yo.
also the money situation a lot too. A lot of people felt like they didn't have to pay for certain shit. And I agree.
Always
I'm
felt.
one of those people who felt like, okay, we don't have to pay for this, but if we continue to invest in certain things, then we may not have to pay for it statistically, by people
I,
seeing how we move and shit like that. But nobody wanted to hear what I was saying. Everyone was just kind of,
I
again, they
heard you.
had their
I
own
heard you.
motion.
I heard you. I believe that if we just stayed on the path and paid our dues in time, the music will pay for itself. We would not have to come out of pocket no more. We would be able to just have that shit looking sweet. Like we
Yo, it was so real. It was so real that I think for all of us, our breaking point, like the point that people would have really started fucking with us was not last year, sorry, 2022 Day Summit. Cause
yeah.
not for nothing, not for nothing, well, it really stood out to me on day 10. I was supposed to be at another show, but Scott had called me that morning and was like, I want you to be at the Sophia Body Show. I'll give you a primetime slot and everything. So when he said that, I was like, oh shit. So all of us popped up to that. You wasn't there that day, I don't think so.
Nah,
Um,
not on day 10.
it's a good thing you didn't come though. It's a good thing you didn't come. That show was a fucking mess. There were like 400 people there. There was 400 people in the venue. I've never seen that much
Oh
people at
my
HQ
god.
Lounge. There were 400 people in the
Holy
venue.
fuck.
Sorry. And out of those 400 people, 200 of them were artists,
Oh
literally.
hell
So
no.
if I'm not mistaken, there were again, as if anyone knows Day Summit has about 3 or 4 shows going on per day. For 10 days, they have a bunch of shows going on. So on this particular day, I think they had 3 shows, but 2 of them got canceled because of some weird situation. I think one of them had flooding at the venue, and the other one, they had too many people for the venue, so they pushed everybody towards HQ. So they basically had 3 different shows going on that one night, and
Yeah, it's
each
fucking
host
wild.
slash yeah, each host slash promoter was trying to get their rock off. Like they were trying to make sure their show got a lot of attention because there was so many people in the building, and not only was it a lot of people, but I remember I told you 200 were artists. Out of the other 200, I would say at least 50 of them were celebrities, and I'm talking about well-known people. We had Sophia Body, we had Murder Mook, we had Mr. Commodore,
Shit.
we had a lot of battle rappers in the building. I think T Rex was in the building. It was a couple of people that I saw that night, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't even think I would be in the building with these motherfuckers. Like, this is dope. I would
Yeah.
have thought I got a higher point." Um,
But then
but
for
there
it to
was
be
a
a
point.
mess, that shit is a bad look, bro.
Yeah,
Damn.
nah. It was a whole fucking mess to the point where Scott got called out by artists. I'm not gonna say this artist's name because I don't want to give him, any clout or whatever. Like I fucks with him, but yeah, I just a lot of times I don't want to mention people names because I feel like they get off on
Yep.
that. But this artist went off on Scott. I was damn near about to go off on Scott, but I ended up performing. But he gave me 3 songs to perform. I only performed 1 song because it was like a messy night. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just perform this 1 song that everybody knows, and I'm gonna get off the stage and let everybody else perform type shit.
Right.
Um, but on that particular day, everyone that came showed up super late. So even if we were to go like back to back to back, like how the managers and promoters would look out for us at certain shows and shit like that. But on this particular day, nobody was on time. Nobody was on time. Nobody had the energy to perform. I mean, we've been going hard for 9 days prior to that, so I get it. But it was like this was the moment. Like this was for us, you know.
Yeah,
And then there was a lot of
and
people that
it
didn't
was
show up
fumbled.
just
Yeah.
because. Like people didn't show up just because they didn't want to show up. And it was just like, damn, like y'all really killing this. So the people that were there, they can attest to this. You know, there was a point where I was performing on stage. A few other people performed too, and the crowd was screaming chromosomes, like literally. Like everyone was like, "Yo, Chrome, Chromes,
That
Chromes,"
happened,
and
bro. I know that. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a
I
really,
saw
it was a really dope
videos.
experience.
Yeah, I saw
It was a dope
videos
experience.
of that going on, of people chatting that shit, and it was kind of cool to see that, you know, because our name had been buzzing around and nobody knew who the fuck we were. They had
Exactly.
no
All they heard
idea
was chromosomes. They didn't know who was a part of it.
at all. They had no idea who was behind that shit, who was behind the name, who were the artists in the conglomerate at all. And then I see videos, and it was actually a couple of shows in Day Summit. It was more than one that was going on. I was supposed to go on for Interscope and shit, the Interscope stage. Something happened between me and Scott. I don't want to get into it. Didn't go because of I ain't even gonna get
It'd
into
be
it.
like that.
But yeah,
You could if you want to. It's okay, but I get it. I
nah, bro.
understand.
There was I'm gonna just it's not, but I'm gonna say it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding, but I'm gonna say it was a misunderstanding because some people acted like they didn't know what the fuck it was, and some people acted stupid. But and so shit with me and Scott didn't go how it was supposed to go. After I felt like I did a lot for him and I covered for him a lot and I covered a lot of slots for
Hmm.
him. So I kind of felt like
I
it was
understand. I've been there.
I covered
I've been there.
a lot of fucking slots for him that he needed emergency coverage for. So
Me,
I
me,
don't know.
me and Scott definitely had our head button moments.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But I
but I do
also
respect Scott.
understand. Yeah, I respect Scott, and I do also understand that he has a lot of artists all over and in front of him.
Hmm.
So you know, I get that his head could be all over the place sometimes, but it's just when certain things are said, you can't go back on those things. Like
I
that's
feel
just
that.
bad
Nah, I feel
business. And
heavy, heavy.
I'm personally not gonna. You're not gonna do that to me, bro. Not again, not to be like a big headed artist, and it's not an ego thing, but at the same time, like there's just a certain caliber of artist that we are, and you're not gonna treat me like that nigga. Now you know what I
Hundred
mean? Like
percent.
that
100%.
nigga didn't do you 15 favors. That nigga didn't get on stage in a matter of that nigga didn't get on stage and travel 2 states in a matter of 4 hours when you called him while he was at work and leave work early to go cover something for you in an emergency that someone sketched on you on. And that you know what I mean? They didn't do that.
Yep.
I did. So for shit to go the way it did, it was a little bitter. Um, but it is what it is. You know, everything came out on the other side okay. I'm doing well. Scott's doing well. So, and I got all respect to Scott. It's all love. That nigga know that I saw him at a party. I don't know. I forgot when. It was a couple months ago, maybe 2, 3 months ago. I saw that nigga at a party. We dapped up. We chopped it up. It was good. Um, yeah, but we was, you know, everything was straight. I just that day summit, bro, 2022 day summit. That shit should have went up, bro. We should have we would have made a huge name for ourselves, and I felt like that was the moment. That was the make or break moment where it could have been a big splash,
Yep.
but unfortunately, that was also when the ripples had like
Yep.
fully developed,
Definitely.
bro. Very
So
bad
yeah,
timing.
nah,
Very
nah, you're right
bad
about
timing.
that. 100%.
Yeah,
I feel like we definitely started melting more. That we it damn, this is a crazy oxymoron, but the more we heated up, I felt the more we melted apart.
yup,
Like that shit is crazy.
yup.
Like I don't know, man. It was like, but also I can understand it because, well, I don't understand it, but I can see what happened. A lot of us in the group, again, were the genuine and more passionate ones, and we were the reason why people were screaming chromosome. Like we were the reason. Like not to say that not every artist had some shit, that wasn't
Yeah,
like
no, but it's
crowd
fair to say that.
certified.
But it's fair to say that. It's
Yeah,
fair to say what you're saying. There were the ones that were truly performers, true MCs, true artists, and really were attempting to, or still attempting to become masters of the craft. And then there were those who, had never ever had people ever be interested in anything they were doing
100%.
in any part of their lives. And so it's like ugly duckling syndrome, where you're
Yo,
ugly as
facts.
fuck, you go through something, you become pretty, you get all this attention, and you don't know how to act with it. That's it. That's pretty much that's what happened, bro. And
100%.
that's why
That's exactly what happened.
that's
Yep.
why we definitely should have been more protective with our energy, because that ugly duckling syndrome ran crazy with some niggas.
Yo,
I ain't gonna mention no
I ain't
names,
gonna
but
hold you.
god
I
damn.
ain't gonna hold you. To go back on the whole open invite kind of thing, I didn't like that. And granted, I don't like taking credit for it, but I was the reason why chromosomes even came together in the first part. And a lot of
No, you
people recognize
pulled
that.
us
And
together. You
yeah,
pulled us together. It was you.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was you. 100%, bro. It was you. I would not have even been a part of nothing if it wasn't for you. You pulled us together. Nobody
right.
else did. I
And
wasn't
and
following
again,
nobody.
it's only because I saw the vision. I was like, nah, this person is dope. I could work with this person. Yo, this person performs really well. I can learn from this person. Yo, this person knows how to engineer. I can learn some things. That's really all it was. That's me understanding that all of us are puzzle pieces and we all fit well in a certain way. Um, but I think what was I gonna say? Um, damn, I actually forgot my train of thought. I'm sorry.
You were saying
But no,
you
I
pulled us together, and
ultimately.
not a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
did.
Okay, so yeah, I put this all together. I didn't really like that. I didn't like people highlighting that, but it was cool that they understood it. But the thing about it was that people were also putting pressure on me to be a leader of this collective, and I didn't want to be a leader. I like for me, it was like an open thing. It was like we all have a say, we all have motion, we all have this, we all have that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Even though it may be on different levels, we all could use each other equally.
right.
So that's where I was at with that. Um, but it was like going back to again the openness of it. A lot of people, and you probably seen it yourself. A lot of people at shows were really hounding me, like, "Yo, can I be Chrome? Can I be Chrome?" And I'm like,
Facts,
I used to dead tell people, "I'm not the leader. You got to ask Shizzle, or you got to ask Max, or you got to ask this person."
facts.
But that's also where the meltdown came from too, because nobody knew who was who. And there were some people again trying to join and they didn't know who to ask. I kept sending them away.
I think we
Um,
all should have sent them away. I think it would have been. I think it would have been. You know what's crazy is, you know, because people came up to me, I would send them away. People come up to you, you would send them away. People came up to Cloud would send them away. I think what would have been dope is if like we all said like, no, not me, him, go to him, go to him. We would. It would have been fire if we kept on sending niggas on a merry-go-round, because they would have been on that merry-go-round forever. You feel me? Instead of just letting them in, because I don't know who ultimately was the one that was bringing all these people in.
it was the people that did it again. It was the hype beast. So again, I don't want to name
Nah, you don't
people.
gotta name.
I'm really
You don't gotta
refraining
name
from it.
names. You
But
don't gotta name names. I got you.
there was about
I got you.
four, there was about 4 or 5 people in the group who were just like, "Yeah, come on board. Yeah, come do this. Oh, we going to the show. Come on stage with us." And it was like, nigga, like it ain't like
He
that, bro. Like
shouldn't. Yeah. I always said we should have been a lot very protect. Yo, man, we should have been a lot more protective with our energy. It would have been fire. We would still be doing our thing. And and it was always the people who were the fire ones that we would always get in that group chat and be like, we always understood you had your way of going about your music. I had my way of going about my music. This person had their way, and that's okay, bro. Like, we're not a group, but we're a conglomerate type situation. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
I get
But
it.
yeah, like, we're not a fucking music group. We ain't the fucking Backstreet Boys, bro. Like, we all don't have to have one single vision and chase it all
Right,
together.
right, right.
But we have to have one fucking vision for all of us. And we are all different pieces to a puzzle that we could put together so we can all achieve our goals. It all don't got to be the same one, but we could all get to where we want to be if we just kept the click together. Some niggas is out there, with them hype beasts, and they not doing well. So, the universe talk. They know who they are.
Fact,
They ain't like 5 fucking people at
facts.
their shows now. I ain't gonna say no
Yo,
motherfucking
that
names.
part. I don't even see half of them performing, to be honest. There's a lot of people I don't really see performing, and when I do see them perform, it's kind of like, you fell
Can't rain
off.
on the crowd because the crowd
You
not there,
fell
bro.
off. Oh, shit, you fell off. Like,
It's
I ain't
bad.
gonna hold you. I actually,
It's a
there was an
bad look,
artist who
bro.
showed. I didn't mean to go to the show that he was at, and I probably gave it away by genderizing it.
No,
But
no,
I,
you good.
nah, I went to the show, and it's not like I didn't expect the person to be there because this person also be outside, but just for the wrong reasons. Um, so I go to the show. I'm not performing this night, by the way, and it's crazy because there's so many people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna name drop a little bit. Okay, so I went to the Devi show. Devi does the joint. I don't know if he still does it, but every Monday he was doing something at 1080 Broadway, RL Hotel, for those that you know. Um, so I went there again. This artist was there by themselves. Though, mind you, they're in a whole nother collective which derived from the chromosomes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and when I say that they performed, and I was just like,
Shit
"Fuck, son, this
look
shit is so
terrible, bro.
embarrassing. This shit is embarrassing."
Shit
And it
look
was just kind of like, mind
bad.
you, and this was one of the artists that was down with us from the beginning. Before we had a whole 12 deep, 14 deep, and shit like that. This was like one of the first 4 or 5 artists that was down with us, even before you came along.
Right, right.
Um, so to like see them kind of still in that same exact boat, I was just like, damn. There's another artist who I literally, for the first time, I have not seen them since, but for the first time, I think maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I finally saw somebody post a picture of them, and I was like,
Looking
this
bad,
shit
bro.
looking
Looking
bad.
this
Not only that, and I don't want to shit on the person who was throwing the event, but like they posted their footage like they were doing something, like, oh, this event was lit, but you can see there was
there's
nobody there.
nobody
Like
there,
there was
bro.
nobody there. There was this one picture with this actual person in it where you can see everyone was sitting down. Like you can see the whole room in the picture, so you can see everyone sitting down on the sides. Maybe
Right,
like 2 or 3 people
right,
standing up, walking around or whatever.
right.
But
That's
everybody
bad.
was focused on this person's bodily
That's
attributes.
bad.
So you can probably guess that it's a female I'm talking about. But this person, everyone was like looking at this person like, oh shit. Like, but you could see the look on their face what they were looking at. It wasn't like, oh, they
Yeah,
got bars, like, oh shit. It was like, nah, this person looked good. Like,
yeah,
so
yeah. The
it,
swag.
like for me, yeah, it was kind of sad to see that this person was still living off of their looks. Like they still go to shows looking good, but that's
That's
all
all
that people could say about them.
that's it. That's a fact. But
It,
you know,
just
I
hurtful, man. Just
you
hurtful.
know, but I'm happy that when we all doing it like you doing live with the MC. This is something I actually never saw you as actually wanting to do. So the fact that you're doing this, it kind of clicked in my head like, yo, bro, this actually fit Reef, bro. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Appreciate
That
that.
nigga he be knowing shit, bro. Like, he got, yeah, bro. Like, you be knowing, you got the behind the scenes, you got the knowledge of the behind the scenes, you got the knowledge of the game, you understand how shit goes, you know everybody. Yeah, bro. This is a lane for Reef. I noticed that. When I
you
started
know,
hosting shows, a lot of people said they never saw me as a host or nothing. I never
I
saw
was
me
one
as
of
a
them.
host.
I was one of them.
I never saw me as a host. But then my first show hosting, I kind of got the mic and I'm up there and I'm doing and then I kind of see it for myself. I'm like, yo, bro, hold on, wait a minute. I might be built for this shit
Yeah.
because I got everybody in the room's motherfucking attention,
Hmm.
and that's something I do very well. I'm very good at getting everybody to come back inside from smoking, come out from the bar, come out from the back of run out the bathroom to go see what the fuck's going on stage. And why is that little nigga wilding up there?
Yeah.
I'm very good at it. So, I was hosting shows. The last show I hosted was the festival. Unfortunately, some shit went down behind the scenes in that festival that made it a mess. You was there.
I was there.
Unfortunately, we barely got to click because I'm gonna let you know right now, the behind the scenes went up and it was fucking turmoil, bro. It was bad, bro. It went down bad. I'm not gonna lie.
So
It
it's funny you
it
say
had
that
a
because that was actually going to go to one of my next questions.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
we got a little sidetracked and stuff. We was like catching up on all that.
yeah.
So to capitalize what you were saying about me being very knowledgeable and jumping into this lane, I've always been praised for like being articulate, being able to like one of my weaknesses is asking questions. I hate being questioned. So to have questions for people is just kind of like, man.
Right,
But
right.
you know, like just growing up, a lot of people, and I kid you not, bro. If I had a nickel, that's how real it is. If I had a nickel for everyone that told me, I'd be a billionaire. Like for real.
Shit,
But a lot of people just
shit.
told me, I have a nice voice. I'm made for some kind of media personality. When I perform, a lot of people do like how I perform, like how I'm able to switch my voice up. It might not sound like the actual recording,
Yeah,
but it's on point and it sounds fire. So, a lot of people have praised me for shit like that. Um, and I just one day, literally, I think I just got high. I was just smoking. And I forgot what I wanted to go live about. Oh, I went live to talk about the possibility of doing this. Like of
okay.
saying I should go live and interview people. And then someone tuned in, my guy Nate the Great. He ended up being the first guest, and from there I literally haven't stopped. Like I was doing it like
That's dope, bro. Like that's fire. That's how that shit goes though. Like,
just
and I'm gonna tell you right
just
now,
do it.
bro, this shit go for you, bro. This shit fits.
Just
It
do it.
fits. This is you. This is a
Appreciate
good.
that.
I'm not saying this is like, oh, stick to this, don't do nothing else. But this
You
lane
gotta
right here,
discover different
it's a
lanes.
nice fit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that shit, it's like a crispy tea, bro. That shit fit.
I
It's be all
appreciate
right,
you.
Brody.
I
That
appreciate
shit
that.
crispy. Yeah.
So to segue, and by the way, I do appreciate you even reaching out and wanting to be a part of this 100% because I
Of
reach out
course.
to all the guests that I have, you see me with, I reached out to them. I think there's only me, besides you, there's only been one person, and I don't even like that interview. You know which interview I'm talking about. But there's only been one other person besides you that reached out to me to be a part of the show. Everyone else, I've taken a liking to and was just like, nah, let me see if I could get them to, and it's turned out to be like fucking fire episodes. So
Right.
I'm really excited about that. But to move on, um, speaking of stepping into lanes that we didn't exactly know we were good for, but it ended up working out for us. You mentioned being a host of Whose Mic Is It
Right.
Showcase. And prior to being a host, you've been featured in this show, from what I know, at least 3 times.
Right.
Um, I've gotten to see you at one of those performances. I got to meet your dad at that one. I think you introduced me to some of your neighborhood friends and stuff like that at that
Right.
show.
Right.
That was
Yep.
pretty dope. But the question I wanted to ask you is, how did you come across Whose Mic Is It Showcase, and what ultimately led, like, what do you think it was for you that made them say, you know what, we could have this guy host our shows and we can build off of this guy and make other things happen through this particular artist?
Okay. Well, for the to it's where it started was I wasn't even I was so okay. Shit, where do I start this? All right, I'm gonna do it like this. It was early on in my career. I don't think I had one song released. It was my first song, Pen My Pain. So it was early on in this process, and I was doing showcases, and open mics,
Mm-hmm.
and I had gone to this showcase in the bar. What that the fucking bar's name? Shit. Oh my god. How do I forget the bar's name that we was in? That's crazy. I'm bugging. But we were in that bar. Um, it's famous for underground hip hop. Devi did a couple of shows there. Whose Mic Is It has done some shows there. Um, I'm so bad at remembering the name of it, but it's pretty much like it's a spot for underground hip hop and for their shows. So Coast to Coast was doing was doing the show there, and so I was at that Coast to Coast showcase, and it was my turn to go up. Now the one thing I didn't, the crazy part is that I was actually having a negative. Hey mom, what's going on? the the crazy part is I was having a bad time, right? Because the first thing that dude said when he got on the mic when the showcase was starting is, if you want to be anybody in this hip hop game, you got to go through us. We put this person on, that person on, this person on. Everybody else is lying to you. We're going to grade you, and there's a competition, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It was like he was basically saying straight up, I'm a gatekeeper.
Mm.
For those people, fuck you. Next.
Facts.
Yeah. So I already didn't like that, but I was gonna do my thing anyway. I was supposed to perform 4 songs. They only let me perform 1 fucking song. I was very pissed about that.
I've been there before, bro. I've been
Yeah,
there.
but that's fine because I could freestyle. So I go up there and I perform my song. I did no way around it. Also, you can hear that on the descent. It was that type of crowd also. So that song had the motherfucking club going up. Had everybody riled up. They motherfuckers was dancing all over the fucking place. They actually got up on the bar, started fucking hopping all up. It was wild. It was dope. It was really dope. And the place was packed. I'm gonna say that. It was packed in that motherfucker. But then he said, all right, that's it. You only get 1 song because they cut my mic off. Now, normally, I don't give the mic back when motherfuckers do that. I keep the mic for a little bit, and I have done that at a show in New Jersey. I was supposed to be a headlining artist, and that nigga cut my set. He made me go early and everything. And so I went into the corner of the stage, crouched with that mic, and I started chatting in the corner of the stage, and I did not give the mic back. I do that shit. You're not going to take the mic from me. But I gave the mic back, and instead I had the idea of, okay, I'm going to give you this mic back. I'm going to go to the backyard. I'm going to freestyle. And everybody that's in here is going to go out there to listen to me because fuck you. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Me and Gigi went out there and we started rapping. And another motherfucker wanted to start battling me. And another motherfucker wanted to start battling me. And all of a sudden, you see all these people rushing outside like, yo, they battling, All these people are rushing outside to come to the backyard. And I'm talking about I was cooking people up that day. I'm not gonna lie, I was hot, bro. I was hot. Putting niggas in a blender. On God. So I was cooking it up that day. I was on fire, battling everybody, serving everybody, crowd, everyone ohs and ahs and oohs everywhere. So I finally, everything dies down. Everyone's dapping, networking. Everybody giving me they shit, passing around the phone, getting different phones, whatever, all that Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, blah blah blah. All of that stops, and I'm going up to the bar. And when I get to the top of the steps, a dude tapped me on my shoulder. I'm like, yo, what's good? And it was the CEO of Whose Mic Is It Showcase and the CEO of No Days Off Entertainment's brother. And he goes, yo, my nigga, you made me, when I heard you performing inside, you made me put out my cigarette. I was like, what? Like, thank you. I appreciate that's a hell of a compliment, bro. That's an interesting way to give a compliment. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. I made you put out the bogey. That's crazy. But he was like, yo, bro, I literally put out the bogey. My girl said, yo, what the fuck? And I had to come inside to listen to you. I think you should come to this show. And he gave me a card, and it was to Whose Mic Is It Showcase. He said, we do cash prizes for some shows. This show specifically is gonna be for a cash prize. I'm telling you, you will win it if you do that song. I know you'll win it. And he literally went, I don't have any say in the judge. The judges are always picked at random, and they're usually from different studios. But if you come to the show, I promise you, that song is gonna do something. And I didn't end up doing that show, and I didn't end up doing the next show, and I didn't end up doing the next show. But then the new year had came, and January had come around, and I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do the show. $2,000 cash prize. I gotta tell you, I was down bad on funds. I had owed money to my bank, credit card. I was in credit card debt, bank debit card debt, IRS debt, nigga. I was in fucking old money on a cable bill from a place I wasn't even living in anymore, my nigga. Like,
nigga, what?
I was in Dead-a-Rooney, my nigga. I was Dunyan Rings. So I said, I need this money. My back's up against the wall. And I ended up winning the 2. When I got there, I won. I legitimately, and I didn't think I was going to win because there was a group of dancers. Because we do that at Whose Mic Is It Showcase. It's not just rapping. We usually do have one dance group, and they usually go crazy up there. And they do usually win because it's dancing, and that's a much, I don't know, that art form blows people away. Like, that shit could really take a whole room, and it's very hard to top a really good dance group. And That's what happened. It was just shorties up there shaking it and breaking it. And in my mind, I looked at Gigi and I was like, yo, bro, did I just lose, bro? And that nigga looked at me, he said, bro, I think you just lost. He kept it a stack. And I was like, fuck it, bro. We drinking tonight. And I was sauced. And shout out to Cook It Up Studios. Shout out to Mixed by Gabriel. Shout out to Super Touch. They were the host. They were the secret judges that night. And I actually been in their studio after this because we had set up a meeting. Super Touch going against the people that the other judges wanted to win. Super Touch overruled them and said that it had to be me because he heard something in the song that I performed, which was Highs and Lows, which ended up going on Billboard. It was a charting song. It was the #1 song for a long time on the descent until Made It Already somehow overtook it. I don't know what happened with Made It Already. That shit just blew up out of nowhere. But Highs and Lows was the #1 song for a long time, and it was probably like the leading single of that album or the EP. And he said he heard something in that song that he really liked. So that was the first time I was at that showcase. And I ended up winning. The second time I went back, it was the first place prize was studio time. I ended up winning. The third time I went back, there was no prize, but it was if you won it, you would come back again for free. I ended up winning. And at that point, the CEO, No Days Off, shout out to Craig, he came up to me and shout out to DJ Dubs also, who is the DJ of every single Whose Mic Is It showcase event. DJ Dubs is on tour right now with what's her name? She blowing up all over the place. God damn it. I don't know. I don't know her name. I'm not gonna go there, but DJ Dubs, official DJ, Fire DJ.
I hope you're not
They
talking
both
about Connie Diamond.
no.
Yeah, because I'm tired of hearing that name. I ain't gonna hold you.
No. I'm tired of hearing that name too. But yo,
I know
D
her
Rose,
personally,
what's
by the
good,
way,
Brody?
but I'm tired of hearing that name.
I know her personally, but I'm good on that. I'm good on her. No, they came up to me and they were like, "Yo, we want you to keep coming back. Like, keep coming to the shows. Keep doing our shows, bro. Keep doing our shows." And that's all they said. That's all they said. They didn't ask me about being a host or nothing. And then the more I did their shows, I think it was last summer, they had asked me if I wanted to be the interviewer. And that's how it started. It was their female event, and they were like, you know, most of your audience is the females. You seem to just get the ladies, bro. Like everything. You don't even make music for women, and all the women love you. So we want you to be the interviewer for ladies, for the ladies event. And it was literally strictly ladies. Shout out to Gia Giovanni, who was the host prior to me. Fire. Gia, if you know, holy shit, that dog wilding.
Nah, she was sleeping. I think she just hit her toy by accident.
Oh, okay. Dogs be tweaking when you don't watch them, bro.
Yeah. No funny shit. My dog be wilding the fuck out when you're not paying attention to him.
Weekend, bro. I got a dog, bro. And if I don't pay attention to it for too long, some shit be going out to her. I'm like, yo. She just look at me like, yo, I'm wilding. I be like, yo, sit the fuck down, bro.
Right, that ass.
Yeah, nah. But anyway, it went from interviewing, and the interviews went so well. Gia didn't want to host anymore, and from there, they asked, you know, literally immediately when Gia left, they had asked me if I wanted to be the host. Now, of course, by this time I had a price tag and my music had been released. Rock Bottom hadn't released it yet. The lead single had just started being put out, which was Us Against the World, but which I did record at No Days Off Studio because they are a label. They have their own studio. They have their own funding. They do have people from Sony who continuously show up to the shows to look for talent and scout, and they're connected with Sony very well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually legitimately, like, it's a legitimate opportunity. They were just, I want to say, before I got there were just certain things that were lacking professionalism. Since I got there, we've cleaned it up.
Mm.
You know, I've got to have a say in certain things. I've been listened to. They actually, the CEO specifically, he wants this to be a proper show. He wants this to be as professional as possible. He doesn't want it to be this ratchet, this disgusting like other shows are. He wants it to be real, right, and real proper.
Exactly.
And that is what we're doing. That's what we're creating. And I didn't do the last one. Tempest Styles was the host of the last show, but I am going to be a host of future shows. But
Also, y'all back on good terms. Okay,
yeah.
cool. That's
We are
dope.
there because there was a ripple with the festival going on, and I just kind of felt like um I was abandoned a little bit and left out to dry when there was a lot of issues going on. I did not have any security. Like I didn't have any backup at all. It literally when the festival started, they like threw me to the wolves. Dudes got lit. I was the only coherent person around, but it was pretty. Yeah, the festival went bad behind the scenes. People had a great time at the festival. That's good. People had positive things to say. People, it went well.
I'm not
We
gonna
had an after party.
lie. Appreciate you for bringing me backstage, but that was one of the most awkwardest because I've never actually been backstage at like a festival or any kind of like, shit like that. Like if I was like specially invited, I was just a
Well,
part of the crowd.
no, here's the
Um,
thing, bro. Here's the thing. When I brought you backstage, and here's what got me upset was that little spot. That was supposed to be our spot, bro. That spot was supposed to be special. And what happened was, and of course not to name drop, but my co-host had gotten a little too lit and was inviting everyone
there was
into
so
that
many people
spot.
back there, bro.
And that's what it goes from being a special place to what the fuck is everyone doing back here, bro? Now I
I'm
don't
not
have
gonna lie,
anywhere
like
to go.
people were just randomly walking back there, and I was just like, nigga, do I even belong back here?
Bro,
Like,
bro, that's what got me upset because that's supposed to be our safe space as hosts. And when you're inviting everyone and anyone there, we don't have a safe space. And when I'm the only one that's coherent, and me and DJ Dubs, and we trying to make things work, and he can't leave out from behind, and I got fucking 56 artists all getting upset talking about when they going, this, that, and the third, and then the crowd is standing, and then it's cold outside, and you're inviting everyone and anyone in the back in our safe space when that's supposed to be for our close friends and our cliques. It just got bad, bro. It got bad. It was very unorganized. I actually ended up just giving it to my co-host and walking away. I tried to find you when I did that. At that point, you had left. I found you a couple of times, and there was a nigga that came up to me when I was talking to and got crazy with me. Yeah,
I was there for all of that.
you didn't, yeah, you didn't see it, but me and him went back there. We we had a little discussion. I'm gonna say discussion
There was,
because that's the proper way to go about it. But me and that motherfucker had a discussion because he was wilding because he's the manager of his daughter who's an artist and wanted to perform there. But I don't give a fuck. What you're not gonna do, you would never go up to any other host of any other showcase. It's because I'm cute to fucking God that nigga thought he could come up and press me and seem like he's doing something impressive
right.
and make a big, and then he embarrassed himself in front of everybody because nigga, I'm not the one. And I was
Excuse
in the
me.
clear
Yeah.
when I had walked back there and walked away. I literally, that nigga literally came up and did that shit, and I literally looked at you and said, 1 second, and I walked away and I handled that
Nah,
shit.
you did. You did. And I think I had left at the point where you said that everything was like going weird for you and you got into the situation with homie and all that.
Yeah,
I think the only person I was waiting to perform was Blackwater. He was the only person that I was actually familiar with in that
right.
crowd. Like, I mean, I've
And
seen some
he
familiar
was shooting
faces.
a film. He
Yeah, I've
was
seen some
shooting a
familiar
film that day.
faces, but surprisingly, they performed and they left. I've never seen them do this before, so I guess it was an energy-based thing, maybe.
Yeah,
But I will say definitely, y'all was bugging the fuck out for having the festival in the middle of the cold. I ain't gonna
that
hold you,
wasn't
like not for
my
nothing.
call. That
No,
was
no, I
a
definitely wasn't.
horrible
I feel
decision.
you, but I feel like the people who threw this festival or whatever, they probably felt like they were at Elite, like Rolling Loud or fucking one of them kind of joints, Hot 97 Summer Jam, or they thought they was at one of those kind of things that they could be like, yeah, we're gonna do this in the winter, everybody gonna pop out. But nah, that shit was cold, bro. Like, and when was it? When was that? That was like beginning of spring or some shit, right? Or towards the end of
It
summer?
was, bro, like literally the weekend after we had did it on a Sunday. The literal next Sunday, it was 70 something degrees, almost 80 degrees.
Yeah, that
And
shit was weird.
that's what got me tight was like, and the other problem was that we did it on Easter Sunday, bro. Like if we would have waited 1 week, would have been perfect. Festival would have been fire. Everything would have been amazing. But that's what happens when you try to get a little too ahead of yourselves.
Hmm.
Lessons were learned that day. Some bridges were burned that day. Um, some some relationships between certain people definitely got tested, but I think we came out the other side of it really, really good. And I think everything that got hashed out properly. I'm not gonna name no names, but they almost ruined that opportunity for me. Uh, you know him,
Yeah.
yeah, and that group. You also know that group that that person is with,
Hmm.
and they almost ruined that opportunity for me by doing this,
Yep.
even though they have they never have any action behind those words. You deal when you dealing with corporate and you're dealing with grown ass motherfucking men who are in those suits and
Yeah.
ties, that shit don't go well. But thankfully for me, I'm able to talk properly and I'm able to finagle my way through
Nah,
situations.
you
That's what I
definitely good at
fucking
that.
did.
You definitely
That's what
good at
I
that.
did, bro. If we're gonna be honest, I finagled my way through it. And we got, we on good terms. And I will say the last showcase we just put it on. Tempest was the host. Most we've ever had. We literally had 73 artists. Not a festival. It was a showcase, not a festival. And we had 73 artists. We had an intermission. Everybody stayed to the end. It was actually incredible to see. Um, it phenomenal. It was a phenomenal show, an amazing bounce back. Everybody had a good time. A lot of talent was there. Actually, it was amazing. Some of the singers were actually incredible. It really, really, really was. Like I was shocked at how well we bounced back. But and I can't wait for the next one.
Nah,
But
that's
that's
dope.
kind of how that came up. That's kind of how all those situations came about. I will be hosting in the future as well. I don't know if I'll be hosting with Tempest Styles or I'll be going back by myself or we're gonna alternate or do something of some sort. I don't know, but I will be the host. I'm always involved behind the scenes, but I will be the host.
I'm actually looking to start hosting events as well too. Even if I got to do my own events and just become strictly a host, because I mean I've been to a lot of shows where the host eventually performs, and
Yeah,
I've always been against that. I mean, okay, so Telly Stoneman. It's funny that you mentioned her. Um, I've done a few shows for RHE. Even going out of the state, we went to Atlanta, performed in front of Benzino. We've been to Maryland. We've been to another spot in PA. We've been to a couple of shows with RHE, so that was pretty
right.
dope. But one thing about Telly, phenomenal artist, by the way, very professional. I mean, excuse me, got the hiccups and shit. But
All good.
I mean, people may have different experiences with this person, but from what me I can't speak for Shizu Black Max. Who else came on the road with us? Gats, Shimi, Millie. I can't really speak for them because they're like the only ones that came to those shows with us. Like all the mall booking shows, we were 14,
Right.
15 deep. But the
I
RNT shows, we
I
were at least like 7 to 8
yeah, I
deep.
remember you guys going to PA at their headquarters, but I
Yeah.
had already been there, so I actually gave you guys a little cheat sheet of what to expect and shit because I
Honestly,
had
to
already
be
been
honest,
there.
bro, I don't remember who put us on to them. I don't. Me personally, I found them myself. I know Black Max had hit me up one day and spoke about them, and it was kind of like a all in unison. It's like we all guess found out about them at the same time. But
Right.
I don't remember like going to them and asking to perform or anything like that. It was like they just started hitting us up. It was
Yeah.
kind of like, oh
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
it, let's go to the shows.
What
But yeah,
what kind of got me the reason why I kind of stepped away from them because remember I told you I was on the road with me and my cousin the first tours we were doing we were on the road with them Um,
What
uh,
year was this?
this was COVID year, COVID
Oh
year.
wow. Okay. Yes, I wasn't even
Yeah.
outside at this time.
Oh yeah, this was COVID year. Uh, they. I'm gonna just say it. One of their artists had stole my beat. Stole my,
Mm.
and I had exclusive rights to this beat. And what had happened was is that flash drive was copied because we were at the studio together, and I had stepped out the room. My cousin had stepped out the room. A flash drive was copied, and this person decided to make a song to the beat that I have on Pen My Pain. At the end of the day, his numbers weren't the numbers of Pen My Pain, so it ended up being a very personal battle behind the scenes between me and him because he wanted to put out this drill song that he had to it, and I put out obviously a pain song to it. Once I saw that my numbers were beating his, it was a little easier to put the water under the bridge.
Right.
But at the time, I was very bitter because that's kind of fucked up. Because we were on the road and all of that, and all of a sudden I'm starting to get DMs talking about, "Yo, bro, this is your beat?" And I'm
Yeah,
listening.
I've been there. I've been there. Oh shit, I've
And
been
I'm
there.
like, bro, and I have my phone and I'm looking at my cousin like, where the fuck this nigga get the beat from? Because that's only for me. That's only for me. That was created on the spot for me by someone they never met. That was created on the spot for someone that they never met. That was for me specifically. That was an exclusive beat for me. And they only got that through that flash drive that was left with them. And
That's
so,
that's wild.
yeah, and I don't know if he did it himself or if someone was in on it with him, but showed me um that showed me what this game, that was very early on, showing me how this game could get. So learning
What?
experience. Shiesty motherfuckers, bro.
I ain't gonna
Shiesty.
hold you. I think in the last 4 to 5 years, I've really learned a lot about the business. So with you saying that I was very knowledgeable about certain things, I literally just got here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've been doing this for years. I want to say, performance-wise, this is 2024. It's officially been 10 years since I've been like live performing. I've been doing music for 15 years. Well,
Okay.
I want to say about 15 years, but 2014, I remember I had my very first performance. So from 2014 to like 2018, I was just kind of like showing up to perform. I didn't really pay attention to nothing going on. Not that I wasn't interested, but it was just kind of like I'm going to these shows. No one's showing me love. I don't get no followers at the end of the show. Shit like that. I wasn't in my fields, but it was like, okay, why am I sitting here and then like studying something that doesn't study me? And then, but I had to change my whole mindset. I had to change my whole mindset.
Right.
But shout out to Ray Clouds in the building. What up, Brody?
Loud. Yo,
Um,
bro, we were talking about we are way too high right
we need
now.
that.
We are
We
way
need
too
that. Send
high
that
right
back to
now.
us.
Yeah, we need send that MP3, bro. I know you got it. I know you got it. And play
But
that shit.
yo, I, I think in general, uh, it's important to know about the business because you never know. Like, and this goes for the people who are, maybe super passionate but don't know how to network, people that know how to network but aren't very passionate. But, again, like all of us have some kind of place in this business, however. But I feel like we eventually, have to come to a point where we get rid of the whole it's all about me mindset. Because a lot of artists show up to a show and they think everything's supposed to go their way. Like,
Right.
they don't even go with the flow. Like, everything is just like, nigga, I came to perform. Y'all supposed to fuck with me. And it's like, negative, nigga. Like, I
Yeah,
don't even know you, bro.
and
Like,
yo, bro, that's like number one thing. What gets me tight is when niggas act like that and nobody knows who the fuck they are, bro. Like, this ain't your block. Who are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people really
facts.
come off the cut thinking like, oh, like I don't understand, bro. They get on a song talking about you know who it is, bro. Like, no, we don't. No, we
Yo, that always been the funniest thing to me, son. Nigga, like,
don't. Yo, bro, that shit be blowing my mind. Oh, Ray, I got it. That
yo,
should be blowing my
son.
mind, nigga. Yo, you know what it is? I
You
don't
know
know
who
what the
it
fuck.
is?
No, I
It's your
don't.
boy.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, bro.
What is it? I don't know what it is. Inform me on what this is, because I don't know it. I don't know it. And I don't know. I hate when niggas act like that, bro. I hate when niggas act
Yo,
like that.
nah, that's hilarious, bro. No funny shit.
Bro,
Yo, there's been so
oh
many times
God.
I've been in the crowd, I'm like, nigga, just perform the song. Um, and it's crazy because I have a crazy experience with that. So I was a part of this competition in London. This is after I met you guys when I went to London the second
Re-
time. Y'all met me when
just
I came
recently?
from last year. Sorry, 2022 when I went on tour. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I got entered into this contest. I didn't know it was a contest at first. The dude told me when I got to the show. I ended up becoming one of the finalists for the next round. Um, and I lost to the same exact person I qualified as a finalist against.
Oh,
That's the craziest part.
that's
But here
wild.
it is. Hear this. I performed original music. I
Right.
mean, he was a guitarist, so he was able to play his guitar and sing to that. But I performed with just my vocals. I had my instrumental, of course, but just my vocals. You know how I do,
Yeah,
bro. I get
yeah.
straight down.
No, you
I'm
do that
intimate
shit.
with the crowd and shit like that. And I performed a song that I don't really perform a lot. I perform Fatherless. So a lot
Okay.
of people don't even know that song, but self-explanatory. And when I say I moved the venue, I'm talking about from the old heads. It was like literally like 80, 70-year-olds in the building. Like, so it was like in London, you have like certain pubs where it's like only old people come to. So I was at one
Right.
of those venues. So it was like a bunch of old people. But them motherfuckers pulled up. But this particular artist, speaking, I didn't realize it the day that we were like in the opening round. I didn't realize it. And the crazy thing is the only reason why we both became a finalist is because we were tied in votes. So that's the only
Okay.
reason why they made both of us a finalist. Otherwise, it would have been him because he actually had supporters come to the show.
Mm,
Mind you, I'm not from London, but I had
yeah, bro.
about
You ain't.
I had about three, four people pull up for me that night. So it was pretty
Okay.
amazing. But uh, speaking of the finalist performance, he opted to go after me. Like, so
Mm,
when I saw the list, he was before me. He was like two artists before me, and somehow I was waiting for. Because I think when I saw him, that was like my landmark in my mind to get ready to perform. Like I know
right.
I got one more person after him, and I'm gonna be ready to kill it. But
Right.
because he switched it, somebody else went up on stage, and I was just kind of like, "What the fuck going on?" But anyways, I performed. I did the song Fatherless, and that was that. You know, again, I touched people. People in the crowd were coming up to me, crying, literally tears in their eyes, like, "Yo, that song was so fire!" Like, you know, this guy
Okay.
performs,
Okay.
and he blows the. I'm not even gonna say he blew the whole venue away. All the people that came for him literally showed up for him. Like, and I can't even exaggerate. You had niggas with an iPad that's like, "Go Sid," like they wrote the tip on there. I kid you not, but I was so mad looking at that shit because
Damn,
it's
bro.
like, damn. Like, and mind you, some of these people were so uh uh moved by my performance. His fans, by the way, they were so moved by it, but they didn't want to show any disloyalty to him, so they voted only for him. Like they were allowed to vote
Of
for two artists, but they only voted for him.
course.
But the crazy part is he didn't want to perform until all of his people were there. So that's why he kept moving himself lower
Okay.
and lower and
That
lower
makes
because he
sense.
wanted to make sure everybody was there so it could look like he got a fan base.
Yeah,
Granted,
that nigga had the home field advantage and he had the
home
back
field advantage.
all
So I
day.
lost the competition just because of that, literally, just because of that. Like it was so bad to
That's
the point where
grimy.
it's like he even came up to me himself and said, "Yo, I thought you would have won."
That's
Like,
grimy. Nah, nigga, you know you would have
nigga,
won, nigga. You
when
know,
I tell
you
you I
know he would
walked
have
in that
won.
shit like I was the man, bro. A lot of times I
You
walk
had
into
to.
events and I'm just kind of like, I'll see how it goes. But this particular event, I walked in there like, yo, I'm gonna win this shit. Like
No,
I'm going to win. Like,
but what you saying, bro? Like at the end of the day, he needed all of that to beat you, bro. So you were gonna win that shit. That's the thing. You would have won that shit if it would have went the right way. He kind of needed to pull strings in order to beat you, bro. And that you got to take that as like, bro, you out here, you a threat, motherfucker. Like
oh
you a
yeah, of
problem. You a
course,
problem,
of
bro.
course, of
That
course.
shit is stripes on your shoulder right there, bro.
No
That's
funny shit.
stripes. Hell
So I
yeah.
ain't gonna hold you. The next time I go back to London, I'm waiting to see this motherfucker again. I'm waiting. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm waiting. I got a whole new album. My
Yeah.
performance got better. I know how to. Everything is upgraded. So
Facts.
I'm waiting till I see this motherfucker
Facts.
again. Like
Hell yeah.
I ain't
Round
gonna
two,
hold
bro.
you.
Run that shit back. Run it back.
Word,
Shit. You
word.
got him, though. You gonna get him. I would love to go out there with you to London, bro. I would love to do that. I
Well,
would love to do that.
I mean, if you got a passport, bro, let's start fucking talking because I've already been looking at plane tickets. I've been looking at prices.
When when do you plan on?
I'm looking at March. So I'm trying to do an album release event. Not trying. I'm going to do an album release event in February.
Okay.
So whatever I get from there as far as proceeds, I'm going to be using that strictly to fund my London experience. Um,
Okay. Okay.
I personally am going to try to go over there for a much longer time. The longest I've been there was like 2 months, but I'm going to try to go for longer than 2 months. So if anyone does come with me, you're entitled to come for as long as you want to come. So if it's 2 days, if it's a week, whatever you can live up
Right.
to,
Right.
let's do
Right.
it. But I know for me personally, I've built my fan base out there, and I don't want to keep going back and forth. Like I realize I
Right.
get way more love over there than I do here.
Right. Right.
And
So you want to
granted,
stay
people
on the
here,
side of the pond that's fucking with you.
no funny
Right.
shit. Like and it's committed. It's not even like, it's not even like they just thought that I was a great performer or they thought that this song was fire. It's like these people actually fuck with me. Like, even to this day, people still hit me up, yo, when you coming back to London? And I'm like, damn, sir. Like, I mean, once I started getting those messages like on the regular, I was just kind of like, you know what? Why the fuck did I even leave in the first place? Like, no, seriously, I was so mad. But again, it's crazy because when I did the tour in 2021 and then coming back to meet all you guys in 2022 and then the momentum from chromosomes and all of that, that kind of blindsided me. I was like, yo, I'm riding high off of this. I was in London, now I'm back in New York, finally getting the love,
Right.
but
Right.
the love here doesn't equate to the love there. And I can say that with a shout out to Shallow. He's actually from London. He's a producer slash engineer. You should tap in with him. He's dope.
I actually
He's
seen you
been
working with him and stuff. I saw a couple posts between you and
yeah,
him. Absolutely. What's
yeah,
good,
yeah,
Shallow?
yeah. We definitely got a dope interview, for sure. So I hope everybody go check that out. Hold on, let me type this up real quick. Yo, what's
Facts.
good, my boy
Facts.
Shiloh? This is Q to God, man. Make sure y'all connect with each other for sure, man. You know me, bro. I'm always gonna make sure that y'all connect.
Absolutely.
And he's always like, he always tunes into my episodes at some point, even if it's the beginning or the end. He always tunes in. So
I'm gonna send you,
shout out to you, Shiloh. Appreciate
and you
you.
definitely
But
want to
yeah,
follow, Shallow. We
but
gonna we gonna tap in.
this highlights what I was saying. You feel me? The love out there is real. He tunes in
Exactly.
consistently. Like I don't ask him
Exactly.
to do this. He does it on his own. And I kid you not. What time is it right now? It is 9:47. That means it is 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's almost 3 in the morning and this guy's tuning
And
in.
he out here.
He outside.
So that's valid. That's valid. Shit. Now you said March. I'm in the I'm working on my album. My funds. Waiting on a. I'm waiting on a hearing right now because my funds are jammed up, and I'm waiting on a hearing. The moment I get through this hearing situation, all of my money is gonna be released to me, and it's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money being held up, and I need to shoot a couple music videos, and I need to finish up this album. But if I could finish up my debut album while you're still out there, even if it's not initially, if I have to meet you out there, I definitely want to do that, bro. I want to pull up. I want to pull up, and I think this album is gonna it's my debut album. It's no longer
Mm.
I'm no longer doing EPs. It's my debut album, so I really it'd be cool to do some of these songs over there for real.
I'm not gonna lie, we did get a little sidetracked talking about our side stories, but it's always
Oh
cool.
yeah,
I enjoy it, by the way. And I don't ever shy away from getting sidetracked because I think that's the beauty of these episodes. Like, if you watch all the other episodes, we talk about a lot of behind the scenes shit that probably wasn't even again. But this show isn't even scripted. I don't have a notes. I don't have anything like that. But
right. Pure
one of the questions
conversation.
I wanted to ask you was, what what is the difference? I mean, not even what is the difference. What did you see in dropping an EP versus an album that most people probably wouldn't have looked at? Because for me personally, I like to drop an album first and then an EP. If I'm gonna drop an EP, it has to, because I did drop one EP before the album. So I dropped Bars Over Everything 3 before Unexpected 3. It was
Right.
supposed to go the other way around, but that's what I ended up creating first. Um,
Okay.
I kind of wanted to stick to that pattern, but for you, what is it about EPs that you felt like was like, yo, this is the way to go as opposed to an album? Because you dropped three of them.
Right. Well, my three EPs, The Descent, Rock Bottom, and Before the Climb. From the jump, my initial idea was to create. I had this vision ever since the start, ever since Pen My Pain. I had this vision of, the 9 rings of hell and going through it, and it's parallel to the music business and Dante's Inferno, not the video game, the the epic Dante's Inferno,
Hmm.
and how the parallels between each ring of hell is along with what I've been through in life and what my music sounds like, what it talks about, the depth in which it goes, and the way that my artistry is layered.
Mm.
So that was my initial. Yo, Spiff was good out in Florida. Me and him got a couple songs. We are going to drop them soon. But anyway, not to get sidetracked because this is an important question. Um, the first thing I dropped was The Descent, and at that point, I was really diving. I had made the decision that I wasn't going to turn back. I was going to dive full force into music, into making this a career, and I was going to break through the scene. I was going to break through into the mainstream at some point in my life, and I'm going to do it. And so The Descent is me, I'm falling in. I fell right into the pit, straight in, and no warm ups, diving right in. And you can hear that in that type of music. It's very, if you listen to The Descent, a lot of it is you learn some stuff about me. Um, you hear where I've come from and some of the things I've done and some of the things I lived through. You hear what I'm capable of, some of the things that I've had to do. It's a true introduction, and it's also uh, what you need to know about me first to understand who you're fucking with,
Hmm.
because I'm not to be taken lightly, and and that's very reflective in the EP. I'm not someone to fuck around with. Don't play with me. Don't play about my music. Don't play about my loved ones. Don't play about none of that shit. Because I like to have fun, but I don't like to play. Um, so that was The Descent. Now and I wanted to make it an EP and not an album because I wanted to keep it condensed. I didn't want to put out this I didn't want to put out a large body of music yet. I wanted to condense the body of music so that each song was able to be highlighted more.
Mm.
Instead of I did not want any single song to get lost in the entire body of work. I wanted every single song to have its highlight, and it actually worked out like that exactly. Everybody fell in love with that intro, Take It Away. Everybody was fucking with No Way Around It because it was the first song I was performing. Highs and Lows ended up taking over. Nobody wanted to hear No Way Around It anymore. Everybody wanted to hear Highs and Lows.
All of this
Then I was
is
giving
fire.
Yeah, bro. Then I was giving Weight on My Soul, and everybody fell in love with Weight on My Soul. And then when I stopped performing and let the album speak for itself, Made It Already became the first fucking song on the album or on the EP to hit 100K streams.
Fire.
Made It Already. So yeah, it became the first. So literally every one of those songs did get the highlight, and so I thought that was dope, and so I wanted to create my next EP.
Right.
Now, what happens after you descend? You hit rock bottom, and you dip your toe right when you first start something. You see all the glitz and the glam and all the pretty and all the fun and and when you get deeper into it, that's when you start seeing all the fuck shit, all the treachery, all the bullshit, all the scamming, all the lying, all the going back on people's words and telling you something that saying it is what it isn't, and
Hmm.
a lot of capping, and some of these motherfuckers talk A lot of capping in what people can deliver, and they really can't deliver the shit that they say they can deliver, but they put something on camera to make you think that they can type shit, you know? And that's why I called it rock bottom, because parallel to the music was going through the bullshit. You know, I was going through certain things in life. I was struggling with addiction. I was struggling with my mental health. I was struggling with depression. People, my team had become thinner and thinner and thinner. So I was struggling with abandonment. And things had just seemed to spiral and be a little bit out of control. And I truly did feel like I was at rock bottom. Now, and the music, you could tell on that EP, it got darker. Certain things, certain topics got a lot realer. I did speak upon addiction. I did, you know, the lead single for that album is Us Against the World. And that's what I felt like at that time, because, you know, everybody wants to jump in when you're just starting. And when shit gets hard, everybody's gonna leave. And those are for the people that stay with you when shit gets hard. That's your team. That's the armor that you're gonna wear, and it's gonna be us against the world. Because, like I said, I'm gonna fucking make it. So that's what that song derives from. And you have other songs on it called, you know, there's Die Alone on that, where I speak about love and lost love, and how I was heartbroken and what it made me feel like. I have a song where I speak about my father, who was in my life but wasn't exactly okay for the most for a lot of it, and how it affected me, and how my addiction and his addiction is mirrored, and how it was upsetting that my addiction came as a shock, even though with everything that has been going through. So it's a very reflective piece on some very dark matters and dark material. It's not all dark, you know. We got Rewind, which is some real turned up shit. But it's also very aggressive, and it is a lot harder than No Way Around It. But it's that EP where I get the most people texting me about, yo, bro, this song or this whole rock bottom EP, like, this shit saved me. Shout out to my nigga Jeff, and he lives all the way in Illinois. He texted me this huge ass paragraph last month about how rock bottom, about how he's thankful that I created rock bottom because it saved his life, because he was on the brink of taking it away, and listening to those specific songs, it spoke to him, because he was not only going through a lot of the same things but feeling a lot of the same emotions, and it really helped him out of it, because he was able every day on his way to work to get in his car and listen to that. And now he's happy how he came out the other side, because, you know, he's got a son now, and he would have never been able to have the most joyous thing in life if he never made it to that part. There's another person who sends me another song, you know, Die Alone. Niggas go through heartbreak all the time. I get text. I'm not gonna name his name because he don't want me to, but he texted me literally the other day talking about how Die Alone fucking hit him right in the heartstrings and shit. And without that song, he wouldn't be able to get the fuck up out of bed. So a lot of people were against me putting out some of those songs because of the topics, because of the content, because of what I was speaking about. They were against me putting out about sniffing and shooting up and you know, having guns and popping pills and drinking and going through the woes of life and all that shit. But fucking shit happens, and I don't hide from my issues, my struggles, because other people have gone through it. So I will never hide. You know, I've never been shy about speaking about my addiction ever. I'm very open about it, because it's not something that I believe should be taboo, because most of America is going through that. Most of the world is going through addiction issues. So I feel like it needs to be more openly spoken about. And also, it's just it's capable of saving lives. And that's what I'm in music for. Is for the people like
That's
me
dope.
who need the people like who need someone who can say what they can't say, what they want to, what they wish they can articulate. I'll articulate it for them, and we can go
Facts.
through that shit together.
Um,
I say it every time I'm hosting the show. My name is Q to God. Welcome to church. Let's do this together, bro.
right.
Together.
I feel that. I
Facts.
feel that.
Facts.
Nah, thanks for that breakdown. So I have two more questions. I mean, we're literally just about to crack 2 hours in 1 minute, or maybe a few seconds, which is cool. To be honest, I've always tried to keep it shorter than that, but I mentioned it in a lot of my episodes. I tend to get caught up in the vibes, you know. So I got two
Yeah.
more questions for you.
It's a lot of
Um,
content to pull, bro. It's all good. Shit.
no. I totally appreciate it. You know, for me, I love doing these. You know what I'm saying? Like talking and just going about it. Shout out to the people that's been tuned in from the beginning to the end. I
Facts.
noticed every episode I got at least one or two people that like tune in from the beginning to the end, so that's pretty dope. I've had a lot of people like tune in, period, throughout the episodes, but there's only certain people that stick through from the beginning to the end. So I appreciate all you people, even if you're not consistent. I appreciate y'all, even if this is your first time because Q the God is here or whoever you tuned in for. I appreciate y'all. By the way, let me just say that.
Facts.
Um,
Facts.
This is not really one of the questions, but are you aware that Rock Bottom is actually listed as an album? And I'll tell you why if you're not aware.
I'm aware that rock bottom on platforms, and it's crazy. I keep on fucking messaging these goddamn platforms, telling them, bro, that is not a fucking album. It's an EP. Take it off, put it in a singles and EP section, and
You want to know why they won't?
it's because it's one song too long. I
Yes,
don't
exactly.
give a fuck.
Exactly. A
Brief,
EP is 5 to 7 songs, bro. You got 8 of
brief,
them joints on there.
brief. I don't give a fuck. It's an EP, nigga.
Nah,
I don't give a
I
fuck.
feel you. I feel you. You know, and I ain't gonna lie, Spotify, I don't know about any other streaming platform because they spell my name correctly, but Spotify don't spell my name correctly.
No.
And I can tell you, Spotify doesn't give a fuck about the artist because the same way you're saying you want them to change that shit to EPs and album singles,
Yeah.
I've been telling them to change my name from Mick Reef to MC Reef for the
Yo,
longest. Like,
bro. I keep on hitting up Apple Music and I keep telling them, bro, it's not G.O.D, nigga. It's Q the God. There's no abbreviation. They on Apple Music, they have it as an abbreviation. What the
yo,
fuck? What is
these
going? It's
platforms don't give a fuck about us,
they
bro.
don't
Like, they don't
care, bro.
care.
Shit,
um,
but and it
so the
won't be.
question,
By the way, it wouldn't have been one song too long. Spiff's ass, him right there, Jay Spiff. That nigga made me add Die Alone because it actually wasn't gonna be. It wasn't gonna be on the fucking project. It was
it's
gonna
your
be an
fault, Jay
EP.
Smith.
That nigga said, "Yo, no, what are you doing? You gotta
It's
put
your
this on
fault.
there." So I was like, "All right, I'll fucking put it on there," and it turned into an album, but it's an EP. It's an EP.
All right. So, one of the two questions I had to ask you, I noticed all of your, and I praise every artist that does this. They have like a series of their music. So um, you got the Descent, you got Rock Bottom, and you got Ascension. I mean, I know you hinted at it earlier, like these are all
No,
different parts of your life that you're
Ascension
into.
is coming up. Actually, Ascension is coming up. It's Rock Bottom,
Sorry,
then it's
before I
Descent.
climb and
Yeah, right.
Rock Bottom, and then before I climb. Sorry, Ascension is coming out. I
Ascension
didn't
is
mean
coming
to
up.
throw that out
That's
there.
the debut album. No, it's okay. The name's been already thrown out. It's all good.
Okay,
Ascension
cool.
is coming up.
But what, like, walk me through the process. I mean, like again, you danced around it where you said that these are times in your life where you were going through these experiences, and that's how the name came about. But what was it to you that was like, you know what? I should stick to a level of consistency with like naming these projects and making sure they all match the sound. Like, because that's incredibly hard. Like with me, the unexpected one doesn't sound like two, two doesn't sound like three at all. None of it.
Right, right,
So,
right.
um, how does that work for you to like continue with a series and outdo each one?
Okay. Well, for me, I wouldn't. So each of the projects, for me, the thing about it is that, like you said earlier in the interview, when I make music, it doesn't matter what type of music I make. At the end of the day, it all just sounds like cue to God. And so when I make music, like, because if you go listen to The Descent, it's a lot more hip hop. It's a lot more melodic hip hop. If you go listen to Rock Bottom, it's a lot more alternative hip hop. A lot more singing is involved in those songs. And then when you listen to Before I Climb, it's a perfect mixture. When I was naming those songs, like I said, the initial vision was something of a Dante's Inferno and going through the rings of hell. And I actually have the notes. I have my original artwork that I was gonna put out for the Descent and everything. The reason why it seems to, I didn't choose for these names to be consistent. I didn't choose it. Really just was perfectly lined up with life that way. Like, it really was. The Descent was really me diving straight down into the. Hold on. Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, you sound clearer. You sound clearer, a little clearer, but it's all good. I still hear you. Heard you the whole time, by the way, but now you sound a lot more clearer.
Yeah. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
AirPod fucked up. Whatchamacallit? So it did perfectly line up with life that way, where I dove straight in. Rock Bottom, before I named it, I was really going through these hard times. I was in the studio high. I was having to take a pause to go to the bathroom to redose. I was sitting in the booth, and when nobody was paying attention to me, I was doing a quick one. I was taking a little quick bump of what I was using to get by. And because I was going through addiction, and I was sweating bullets in there, coming straight out of work. I was looking a hot mess. I was doing all of that. And it just seemed like I was at rock bottom. And so when it was time to name the project, it lined up perfect. What's the artwork? Okay, how do I close my eyes and how do I see this happening? It's got the demons all, I'm finally at the bottom of the pit. What did I find at the bottom of the pit? Demons, nigga. I'm battling demons. Let's take some of the fire away, because I don't feel no heat right now. Right now, it's real cold down here. It's not hot. It's not. It's cold, and I'm fighting these demons. And that's what the album cover is. And it's 3 demons for a reason. I'm fighting myself. I felt like I was fighting everybody else, and then I felt like I was fighting to be in this industry. So it lined up that way. And then sobering up, I'm still living that recovery life. Still completely dedicated to my sober self. Still completely in recovery. Not 100% yet. I'll never be 100%, but we're getting there. Does feel like, before when I put out Before I Climb, it really did feel like this is the last project I'm gonna put out before I start feeling like the fucking man, and before I blow up. And
Right.
Next one is called The Ascension, because no, but I promise when you do hear it, you will understand why it's called The Ascension, and you will understand why I swear there's something inside of me that is telling me, like, this is the breakout album. Someone in the mainstream gonna hear this. This is gonna be a commercial success. This is gonna be your biggest success you've ever had. Like, everything inside me is telling me that, because of the content I was making, because my sober brain when it came to writing music, that shit went into. And I've never wrote music sober. This is the first experience. I mean, I've been high most of my life, so I've never, for
I
real.
feel
I'm 27.
that.
I'm 27. I started using. It's literally been most of my life. So this is the first time I'm writing sober, and I find I have a bag to dig in, bro. Like I could really get in that
Yeah,
bag when it's not fuzzy
yeah,
up there. When shit is not clouded, when I'm not limited because when I was using, there would just be times where it's like, I don't know, my brain can't think of any other way to say this, and I would,
I feel
yeah,
that.
yeah, um. Now it's like I could fucking play with it. It's like a puzzle. I could put fucking songs together and it could be crazy. Now my freestyle, I freestyle songs and it's like, yo, bro, I've never done it so fluently. I've never been able to switch flows in a freestyle this clearly. I've never been able to play with my voice. Now that my vocal cords aren't fucked up, I've never been able to hit some of these ranges that I'm hitting. I've never been able to go up and down as fast as I'm going up and down. People thought that me going up and down on highs and lows was impressive. They got something coming to them because this next shit is really fire. And so that's where the names come from. They truly do line up with life in the way that I'm going. And I don't know what's gonna come after Ascension. Just saying, the same way I didn't know what was coming after the Descent, and I didn't know what was coming after Rock Bottom. I didn't know what was coming after Before I Climbed because I felt it, but I don't know what's coming after the Dissension. There is no artwork for the Dissension yet because when I close my eyes, I don't see a complete picture, but it's getting there. It's getting there. The music is almost done. I have 2 or 3 songs I want to record. I have 2 features that I'm waiting to finish, and I've never really had any of the features besides Gigi on my projects. And I'm gonna have a female singer and I'm gonna have another person rapping. So this is the first time I'm doing that. I'm really reserved to that kind of stuff because I don't
Mhm.
trust people when it comes to my projects. But um, I heard this beautiful singer. Her name is Valley. She's Hidden Jules' sister.
Mm, fire.
Comes to the showcases and she supports Hidden Jules. Hidden Jules also homie. Sister. Her sister got pipes, bro. Like she could sing like a motherfucker. She's amazing. She's been on American Idol.
Fire.
Um, on an album, on a song that she's gonna be on a ballad. I got a ballad, and I'm singing. And like I said, I've never hit these ranges before, so a lot of people are gonna be surprised by how my voice, about what I can do with my voice now that I'm clear, now that everything is clear and that I'm
Fire.
really, really, I've never chased the success like this. And I can't wait to shoot my first music videos because I have all of this success. I have
You don't
more
have
success
none,
than
bro.
most niggas. I got more success than most niggas, and people don't even know what I look like because I got no music videos.
Fucking crazy, ain't it?
I'm the
Ain't that shit
weekend, bro.
crazy?
I'm like
Ain't
the
that
weekend when he
shit
first
crazy?
started, bro. Niggas is hearing all this great music and they don't know what the fuck he looks like. I'm a mystery. But yeah,
And
bro,
that's
it's
crazy.
coming.
It's funny you say that because I've discovered a lot of artists, and even to this day, I listen to a lot of artists and don't even know what the fuck they look like. To this day, like I'll listen to a lot of artists, and I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is dope. Like, but I
Facts.
haven't even like, I mean, and you're 27, so you kind of around my age. You're only 5 years younger. We come from the music video era where it's like we had to watch music videos. We grew up on MTV Jams, Rap City, The Basement,
The after
fucking
hours shit where they would play the 50 Cents
all
music
that
videos
shit.
with your
Just
titties
strictly
actually
music
showing.
videos. Strictly music videos. So we come from that era, and it was kind of like also I'm from the album era too. So I don't know about you, even though we're 5 years apart, music did change 5 years later. Um, I'm from the album era where it was like, I listened to mostly the album before, and then I don't even know when YouTube was invented. I think it was like in 2000 or 1998 or some shit like that.
I
Um,
remember remember YouTube when you had to click on the video section, nigga? Where that shit just had audio fucking going. You had to click on the video section, bro.
That's
Niggas
wild.
don't know nothing about that shit, bro.
I don't know shit about
Nigga,
that. I don't know
yeah,
shit about
bro.
that. When
Niggas
I
don't
was
know
able to
nothing
tap
about
into
that.
YouTube, we just search like, but um, that's interesting that you mentioned that, because I think that's an underrated aspect of the business. It's like they tell us we gotta be different, we gotta be seen, our sound gotta be authentic. Like it's just so many fucking layers. But here you are doing all of this shit without a fucking video. Like people, like you said, people don't even know what you look like.
Bro,
Like that's gotta be the craziest fucking flex, bro. Like nobody don't know what you look like yet. You still doing your thing.
I'm just a
Um,
voice, bro. People literally come to the shows. Like people show up at whose mic is it? Like, yo, bro, you cute to God. You not how I picture that. Oh, bro, I listen to all your music, bro. You not anyone who I thought you would be. And I seen some pictures, bro, and I still didn't think you would. You're short.
Yo,
And
not
I'll be
for
like,
nothing. I've had a few people come up to me like that too. Recently, I want to say in the last 2 years, people have come up to me like, "Yo, I've heard this song, but I never met you." Actually, there was a show I did about 2 months ago. There was this one girl, and when I say this was like a really, it's kind of like how you said, where you realize your success is definitely imminent, like it's gonna come. I performed Get High at this show. Mind you, I stopped performing Get High a lot. Like I used to perform it at every show, but now I'm kind of like, yo, I really do be wanting y'all to know I got other shit. Like it's my hit record, but I be wanting y'all niggas to know I got more hits. Anyways, I performed this song, and then I had went outside to go chill to get some fresh air. This person walked up to me in tears, like, yo, I've been listening to your music for 3 years and never knew this was you. Like she showed me the play. I was discovered on an Earth Gang playlist. So that's fire. Like so she
shit, that
discovered me
is
from
dope.
right. So when she's showing me all of this, I'm like, yo, this is like it's mind blowing. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like she didn't even know who I was. Mind you, I got mad music videos. I got at least 7 or 8 music videos. At least. I got a bunch of freestyle videos, whether they're between Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, they're up there. But mostly like music videos, I have about 7 or 8 of them joints. Um, so that I agree with you. It's interesting to gain success off of your sound rather than your image. That way people can't say you're chasing an image. Like they can't say you're copying off of this one artist. Sonically, they may be able to draw comparisons to different artists, but visually, if they see you in person, they can't say, "Oh, I saw this artist do this," or "I saw this artist dressed like this," or it's all different. Um, so to move on to the last and final question, um, you did mention your addiction. And it was one of my talking points. Only because, the people that are listening, I kind of want them to understand that again, as artists, we are humans. Like you said earlier, we're humans, we go through shit, we're not perfect, and you might not hear it in the music, but this is where the music comes from. Um, Quick little backstory, and then you can jump into it. Well, actually, my boy asked this question, so I'm gonna ask it the way that he asked it, but I'm gonna get into the backstory. I mean, you said it yourself. You were like, sneaking into the bathroom, or when no one was paying attention, or however this was going, you was doing whatever you wanted to do. Um, Specifically, it was the show that you and I had actually collaborated on, renting the Sprinter van. Um, we put all our money together into that, both just me and you, and we made it happen. But at that show in VA, I think we was in, I don't know where we was at in Virginia. I forgot the
It
town.
was some lounge we was in. I don't
Yeah, it
know.
was a lounge. I forgot the town that we was in, like where in Virginia we was at. But at the show, it was like driving. Mind you, you and I were the primary drivers. We had other people driving that night as well on the way back. But for the most part, it was you and I that was like really making shit happen. Um, I noticed your energy changed at the show. You were a little bit more jumpy, sketchy, like everything was just a little more different with you. And it was like, this is my first time witnessing you like this. So maybe you've done it and I didn't pay no mind. But at this particular show, again, I've spent 10 hours in a car with you. So like to see your whole shit switch up, it was just kind of like for me, it was like, what the fuck? Um, what I did realize is that no one else cared. No one else cared about that. I spoke to I'll name drop. I spoke to Shizzle about it, and he asked me. He told me basically to speak to you directly. Like he didn't seem too all invested in what was going on, but he asked me to ask you anyway. Like instead of talking to him, this is what he said: "Don't talk to me about it. Ask him." Because I asked my exact words to him was, "Yo, do Q seem a little bit off right now?" That was it. That's all I asked him. I didn't go around to the whole venue asking motherfuckers if they noticed anything. It was just me and Shizzle. Um, and I just felt compelled to walk up to you and ask you. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had, but I was basically explaining to you that I felt like, you were just moving a little different. Things were a little bit sus. To me. So before I ask the full
You came up
question,
to me
well,
and you were like, "Yo, bro, you you seem a little funny right now. Is everything
yeah,
okay?" That's literally what you asked me. That's
yeah,
literally what you asked me.
yeah.
Straight up, straight up. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a loaded question, so I want you to answer all of that. So
yep.
on that particular night, were you using? Two, how do you how did you overcome your addiction? And three, the way my boy asked it, how do you feel like drug culture influences the artists of today? Like back then, we know a lot of our R&B artists, a lot of our pop singers and all of that. We know they was on coke or some other fucking drug. But like looking at it now and how it's evolved into where it's at, like where motherfuckers is now sip, and they're openly talking about it. I sip lean, I do perks, I do this, I do that.
Right,
So
right, right.
again, were you using on that particular day? How did you overcome your addiction overall? And how do you feel the drug culture affects the artists of today?
Okay. Well, to answer your question in short, definitely believe. And like you said, like people never paid attention. People never paid attention. People never asked, and people never seemed to bother to even. Never. People didn't even really care, honestly.
I'm
Um,
very attentive, by the way. If you didn't peep that at that show or any other time around me, I'm very attentive.
and I knew you were, and I remember telling you also because you remind me, you're very much like my older brother, and I know you watch, like you sit and you watch, you people watch, you understand people's
I'm a
mannerisms,
people
so
watcher,
that
yeah.
yeah, so that before anything happens, um, you know what's going on. So, the thing is about around that show, a couple of days earlier, I had relapsed.
Mm.
So the reason why it so obvious, especially to you, who is someone who, one, we were close, and two, we paid attention. Um, we 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 were close, and I knew you were gonna. I knew someone was gonna notice, obviously, because to I went to the bathroom. I went straight to the bath. I literally went straight to the bathroom, did what I did, came back, and like no, didn't. I didn't bother. Like so, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew someone was gonna say something, and but I did it anyway. What I was using specifically, I'm gonna just say it. Uh, a lot of rock stars have used it. It's opiates. I'm not gonna say specifically what, but it's opiates. And, and what I get out of it is more time. Like I get to stay awake
Mm.
longer. It boosts me. It boosts my mood. It creates more of a vibe for me that it seems to push people away,
Mm.
and I believe I I kind of enjoy that because I like being alone.
Mm.
Which I don't know if you notice that shows. I will literally like find a
I,
little corner
I
and
noticed, girl.
just
Trust me, I
post
noticed.
up. I literally find a little corner, have all my shit, and post up and be chill. So
Now you good, you good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So pretty much done by the time we were driving back. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was gone. I was sober. So I had done it early enough so that I knew like when it was my time to drive, I can drive and it not impair anything and not affect anyone because I don't play that game at all. I don't like to fuck around with people's safety, my safety. My girl was there. I don't like to do that shit. And there was a lot of people in the van also. That's a lot of people's lives. So I don't play games like that.
Mm-hmm.
So not at all. But that night, yeah, that's the answer. Absolutely. Um, as far as my what it does for me musically, I've been able to pull more emotion out of myself because, like I said, it makes me feel like it makes me be alone more. And when you're alone more, you seem to talk to yourself more. You seem to understand yourself more. Is
Mm-hmm.
it healthy? Is that a healthy way of doing that? Can I do that without it? Absolutely. Is that a healthy way of doing that? Fuck no. Um, but it was a coping mechanism growing up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I mean, like since a kid. Since a kid. Like I'm not talking about high school either. I'm talking about before high school. I'm talking about early middle school is when
Mm.
this started.
Wow.
So yeah, never uppers, never uppers. Obviously, I've done E. That's considered an upper, but that's the only upper. I don't fuck with uppers. I like downers. I brung, I was sipping at one of our studio sessions. I don't know if you were there actually that day when we all went to Orion's house. Were you at
I
that
was
one?
there, yes, I was there.
So
We was on a fire
the little
escape and
you
all that,
saw,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, you saw the purple bottle that I had, the purple little water bottle I had.
Yep.
I
I
was
remember that.
there.
I remember
So
that. Yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
so I was sipping. Um, like I said, I'm open. Like I don't hide it. I feel like when you hide it, it becomes more like people who seem to like it's like, oh,
Defensive.
it's so bad and
It's
blah blah
defensive.
blah. Yeah, like yeah. So I don't hide it. I have no problem with it. I'm not sad. Like I don't get sad about it. Like none of that, bro. None of that. None of that at all. I'm. You ask me, I'll tell you the reason why I told you. You didn't see. Here's the thing. Also, is that I'm also slick. So you didn't ask me if I was high that
I,
night. That
I did.
night, you asked me if I
I
was
did. I
okay.
definitely did.
No,
I
no,
did.
no. You asked me if I was okay. You say, "Yo, Q."
That's
I said, "Yeah, I'm
what I
good."
meant though. That's definitely what I meant because
But you
you
didn't
come
say.
on,
You
bro.
see, but here's the
You
thing.
know
I'm
that's
slick.
exactly what the fuck I meant. I didn't want to like out you like that, like nigga, you high, like but it was kind of like, yo, you okay, bro? Like I noticed is a difference in your attitude, your energy and all of that. You were more
Yeah,
jumpy,
yeah,
like you were like looking around and shit, and it was just kind of like, yeah, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah,
Mind you,
yeah.
again, I've done numerous shows with you. I've been in the studio with you, and then seeing you now and like you having a whole different energy, I was just like, everything okay? Like I just wanted to make sure, and I think you can agree to this too. I didn't judge you when you told me what was going on. I didn't say, "Oh, I'm not fucking with you no more." And and
I
granted,
think we
a lot
had a
of people,
respect for each other at that point. I think we had a certain
yeah,
respect for each other at that point. I think we had a certain understanding of each other at that point, and I think we had a certain like, how do I say? We had a kind of like we knew each other's flaws at that point. Like we knew some of each other's trials. So it's not like it was a big thing. Like I mean, obviously it's not a little thing, but it's not like it was a big like to make a you weren't gonna make a big deal about it in the venue
right,
type shit.
yeah, of
So when you
course, yeah,
came to ask me, you were like, "Yo, bro, are you good?" That's why I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." You were like, "You sure? Are you okay? You seem a little off." That's literally what you said.
yeah,
You were like, "You seem a little off,"
yeah.
and I was like, to me, when you said you seem a little off, the first thing I did in my mind was like, "All right, I seem a little off. Let me go drink some water." That's it. But
Hmm.
and I actually performed really well that
You
night.
did,
Um,
you did. I will say that you shut it down, bro. And I was
yeah.
kind of surprised Like it almost eliminated my assumptions of what was going on, but I still, just wanted to know because it was like again, we're all riding together, we all looking out for each other. At this point, like you said, we had an understanding of each other, and we was in a whole
Bingo.
different fucking state that no one even knew who the fuck we was. So I really ultimately just wanted to make sure you were good. Like,
That's the
that's all it really was.
problem with
It wasn't
me though. You see, because I can do these things. Not that it's okay, is I can do these things and truly still get on the stage and do what I
right.
do at the at the best to the best of my ability, if not better, at some moments. So that's where shit gets shaky with me, is because if you let me, uh, like that's just a horrible way of thinking, even if it's
Right.
true or not.
Hmm.
But I over the drug culture in the music industry isn't what made me use. I will say that I understand the drug culture in the music industry. I understand the place that it has in the music industry. Um, the reason why drugs have always had a place in the music industry is because it is what doctors used to do. That musicians used to have their private doctors,
Hmm.
and it is how some of the most famous people were able to get on stage and do what they did. They would not have been able to do what they did if they didn't get medicated and pushed onto the stage.
Yep.
It just is part of the history. It's not a good part of the history. Hopefully, it's something we can all overcome
Hmm.
as an industry. Uh, Personally, um, I've done a lot of things that haven't worked. Um,
Hmm.
uh, After dealing with Scott and the situation that happened with the Interscope stage that I talked about earlier, literally after I said fuck Scott, no more shows with that nigga, fuck everything. I
I've
sat
been in
down.
so many of those conversations.
I sat down and I was like, clean up. Um, and what was different about this final time getting sober is for some reason. Well, I'm gonna let it know because things have changed outside. Things
Mhm.
are becoming more potent. Things are being mixed with certain stuff that is
Yes.
a lot harder,
Hmm.
and it's a lot it's a lot dirtier. The problem
Hmm.
is that I was getting my hands on some of the purest pure that you can get on. So I had a problem. This seemed to be the only time in my life that I couldn't just go through the withdrawal and quit on my own.
Hmm.
When I wanted to stop before, I would just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. Time to get clean. And I would go through the withdrawal, go to work or go to school, whatever, go through it, be sick, walking around, kicking, don't give a fuck. Like, I can take it, I can handle it. Nothing I haven't been through before. This time I couldn't. This time it seemed like the autopilot in my brain had taken over to such a degree um, that I had no control. I legitimately had nothing. Like I had no control over myself.
Hmm.
And it started to affect my music.
Hmm.
I couldn't sit down and I couldn't freestyle. And if you know me, you know my freestyle
Hmm.
game. I freestyle songs. That's
Yeah.
where
Right. Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of
I've
my
seen it. Yeah. I've seen it.
right.
Yeah.
That's where most of the descent comes from. That's where some of the greatest songs on Rock Bottom come from. Jack Frost on Before I Climb is a complete freestyle that I did with 40 minutes left in the studio as in studio time. Like my freestyle game, especially to create songs, has always been top tier. And
Hmm.
I couldn't. Like it was coming out so ABC nursery, couldn't get past what seemed like me warming up was 2, 3, 4 hours. Like I couldn't get any better. And so then when I would sit and try to write songs, I couldn't write. Like I couldn't get thoughts out. And why couldn't I get thoughts out? Because every 30, 40 minutes I needed to pause and I needed to redose. and I need to get up, and I need to move, and I need to walk around, and I needed to, like, my brain was just not healthy. I was in a very, very awful place. I had lost weight. Um, I had lost weight to the point where my I was on the last hole on my belt, bro, pulling that shit all the way through. Like, I
That's
had
wild.
lost that much weight. I was under 100 pounds.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't talk. Family. If you know my family, you know they come to my shows. They support. I couldn't necessarily speak to them. Without knowing what was going on, my mother, who's very intuitive and very connected, was having nightmares about me. Without even knowing what was going on. She was having and I'm open with her. She knows this is something I struggled with all my life. She was having nightmares. She was calling me, telling me, "Yo, you okay? What's going on? Is something happening? Why am I dreaming this? What?" Like, Hispanic mothers, bro. It's that brujeria shit, bro. Like, they got it. They got it, bro. They just know.
Facts.
They just know, bro. They
Facts.
got
Facts.
powers. They got
Facts.
the gift. You know what I mean? They got the vision or
Facts.
some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, and I had to go into a couple of programs. It didn't work. Another program didn't work. I had to go through a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
It came to the point where I needed help to find a program, and then the final program that I went in, where I'm actually recovering and getting healthy, and I feel like I have freedom, and my person understands me, because my addiction is, I'm not nothing about me is fucking normal ever, which is really fucking annoying, by the way. It pisses me
Right.
off to no end. I seem to be an anomaly when it comes to fucking everything in life, and that's not a good thing all the time. I fucking promise you. It is not a good thing.
I feel that.
Especially when it comes to this, because I need someone who's gonna shut the fuck up and listen, so that you
Yo,
understand.
that part.
Yo,
That
bro.
part.
I need someone who's gonna shut the fuck up and listen, because shit's gonna get weird in the story. You know what I mean? So, and that's that. I have that, or I had that, getting to get through the process, and I'm clean. Focused on that as well. I understand it's something that I've always understood this was gonna be a life battle, but that it was the first time that I was unable to win it on my own. Being that it was the first time that I was unable to win it on my own, that kind of scared me, because when you can't win it, you die. And look at all the artists that I look up to, and all of the artists that I listen to, and all the artists that I actually sound like, they've all died. They've all died to the stuff that I was using. You look at Mac Miller, Juice WRLD, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison. You go down the line.
Right. The whole list.
Nikki Sixx. Like, you go down the line to all of my idols, and it just seems like that's the trend. I also felt like the universe was waiting for me to get to this point. The way everything is lining up now that I'm truly dedicated to sobriety, I see that it kind of felt like the vibrations and the laws of the universe around me were waiting for me to get to this point, because now I'm about to be given something, and I feel it. I feel it coming. They're about to reward me for what I'm doing, and it took a while for me to get to that point. And it's not easy. It's very difficult. That is the reason why opiates are one of the biggest problems in the history of man. By the way, this is not just an epidemic that has started now all of a sudden. This goes all the way back to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. This is not new.
Right.
They're making it seem like it's new, but it is not new.
Right. Yeah, it's been around.
It's just because we have fucking phones now that they have to
Yo,
address it.
that part.
That's it.
That
They
part.
just have to address it now. It's not new. This epidemic has been going on. It's very much, it was very much
The
orchestrated, by the way.
revolution has been televised. Let's just say that.
And it was very much orchestrated
Mm.
by the powers that be, because they wanted money. This was done to mankind
Hmm.
purposely by the powers that be, and people like me, the way it was up to people like Mac, Eminem, Juice, Kurt, to lead some of these people out of the abyss that the people in charge have put us in, most of the world in.
I
So,
feel that.
yeah, so that's just, yeah, a minute to talk to. But yeah, so that's what that's what I've gone through. That's where I'm at now. And that's where I can continue to be, and I can continue to move forward and get the blessings that await me.
Hmm.
That's
Um,
that's what we're trying to do.
well, I will say, kudos to you because, you are a strong individual. I've witnessed this over time, and hearing you explain it now, and it just, adds so much more context to the story, that people probably didn't take the time to read. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people probably just tune into this interview and was like, oh shit, I ain't even know all of this, and I've known you half of my life type shit. So, kudos to you for overcoming that, because I can tell you for one, bro, like I smoke a lot of weed, and I used to say weed isn't addictive, but like how you said, they're mixing a lot of our shit with like shit that shouldn't be mixed with. It's causing us to become addictive to it, like, and here's one of my things too. I don't like that when I go to a weed shop now. They make it their business to open the bag, shine the light on the weed, and then they shake the bag a certain way and be like, boom, boom, look. And it's like, nigga, just give me the fucking weed. Like, I just want to, like, we didn't have to do that back then. We walked up to our homie on the corner, yo, let me get a dime, let me get a dub, whatever we was trying to get. Boom, and then we out the fucking door. Now we gotta have a whole conversation. Yo, how much THC this got in it? Yo, what strain is this? Where did it come from? And like to me, a lot of that should be annoying. So I totally understand what you mean by like it just kind of like got worse and worse, and you just kind of like had to again be yourself with it, but at the same time you understood that it was something that was like deteriorating like inside of you.
Right.
Um, so shout out to you for overcoming that, bro. That's I mean, and then on top of that, you were doing more than weed. So a lot of us don't recover from that. Like I actually have a family member, my cousin. I have mad cousins by the way, but this particular cousin, all my cousins would know who I'm talking about. But um I think it was one day I saw him, and the fucked up part about it is that we were still chromosomes. So I was with a few of the members from the group. And we were inside a West Fourth train station waiting for I forgot what we was I think we was waiting for another member of the group actually. Um, I saw my cousin and I didn't recognize him. I didn't even know who the fuck this dude was. However, he came up to me and called me by my government. It's not a secret. My name is Sharif, but he pulled up on me like, "Yo, Sharif, what's up?" Gave me the dap and everything, and I'm looking at again. I might be a little judgmental to certain parts, but for the most part, I'm always going to show everybody love, respect, attention, however you want to name it. I
Right.
always make sure that I show people, attention. So again, he comes up, he gives me the dap. I gave him the dap, but I kind of like wipe my hand off kind of shit. Cause again, I don't know who the fuck this dude is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like you touching me and shit. And I'm like, nigga, ew. Like, but I'm trying to figure out. So when he said my name, I was just like, nigga. Cause mind you, a lot of people only know me by my nicknames, Reef, MC Reef. My bro-in-law calls me Reefy Deefy Buttercup. It's a weird fucking nickname, but he makes fun of me
Right,
for it.
right, right,
Like I
right,
have a
right.
bunch of weird nicknames and shit that people actually know me for. They don't actually know my name, which again, I'm not shy from it. A lot of people don't like to, people that know they true identity, but Sharif is who I am. Anyways, him saying this, it was just kind of sad because then at this point, the people that were with me, they started asking, "Yo, you know this nigga?" Like, and it was just like I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no. Like even if I said no, they would have saw the truth in my face. You know what I'm saying? So, circling back, I appreciate you for being the strong individual that you are to realize that you had to come to a point where you got to focus up. To a point where you just gotta like really focus. Like again, focus up. Just get your shit together, And I think a lot of us don't have that bone in our body to where we realize that we gotta get our shit together. So I'm really just gonna keep on giving you your flowers for that, man. I don't know if anyone has. I don't know if you still have people in your life that praise you for it, but bro, you a fucking soldier, and I just want to get that out there before anything. Word.
No, no, no. And thank you, bro. And I didn't do it for me. I mean, I did it for me, but there's, you know, this is why it had to be done. And I understand why a lot of people can't overcome it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the deepest abyss you can go to. So,
Mm-hmm.
I've used the hardest thing you can use. I've done the worst stuff you can think of. So, um, so it's just it's a beast. It's a beast, and codes in. You gotta put the codes in. I just hope.
Nah, I feel that. Um.
I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna wrap this up now. I'm sorry, I didn't. You kind of broke
I'm
out. I
sorry.
didn't catch the I
Someone.
didn't catch the last part that you said. You kind of went in and out. But what was you saying? Sorry.
Just that. I hope the future has something better for people who are like me, because right now it's the world that specific world is changing, and there's not a lot of effective methods of help. So something gets created. They're working on it every day, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I really do believe that I'm a catalyst of change. I really do believe that it's partially my responsibility, being how I can speak about it so clearly, and being about how I truly do know about it and can articulate about some of the worst parts of it, and some of the true pieces of it. It does get misconstrued. People seem to have certain stigmas that aren't true about certain things. Um,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
but it is what it is. And one day, we'll be all right. I truly believe that. Mankind is here to stay. This is not something that's going to take us out. Um, it's just something that was placed upon us by very powerful people who want to control us, and that's something that has always mankind has always gone through that and come out on top. You know, in
Fire.
revolution, there's which more than a lot of people understand. So much more. We can withstand so much, so much. So,
Fire.
God, I believe it. I believe anyway.
Nah, that's beautiful, man. So we're gonna wrap this up. Um, First off, I just want to point it out, bro. We almost cracked 3 hours. You are the first guest to do this, by the way. I feel like this is a Cat Williams interview. But the longest
That
interview
shit
I've had
though.
before this, longest interview I had before this was an hour and a half with Just Cause. And that was a dope interview too. So, check that out when you get a chance. But thank you for being available. You know what I'm saying? Because this could have went left or right, however, you know what I'm saying. But you was available. You gave your time to me.
Right.
I appreciate you for that. We discussed a lot of topics, which you were all very open about, and I love your answers and breakdowns to every question I asked you. I enjoyed. This was our first time actually catching up in a long time. You know, we talk here and there, you know, but it's dope to like finally get to like see you and talk to you and catch up on certain shit. And arguably, we kind of ignored the fact that we're live. You know, so I always do. I do it all the time.
Good
I
thing
kind of
though.
forget that I'm live, but
That's
you
a
know,
good thing though. You know, it gets more genuine that way. We just having a conversation,
yeah,
and it's a public conversation. That's all it is. That's
facts.
all it is.
Facts. So I appreciate you for contributing to this journey that I'm on. And just thank you for being you, man. I'm excited for everything you got coming on. I'm excited for the ascension. I'm excited. It's a question I wanted to ask. We could talk about this a little bit more privately, but I kind of want to see, you know, how the relationship between you and DJ Drewski blows up. I want to see how Whose Mic Is It Showcase turns out to evolve for you. There's a lot of shit I wanted to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, but again, you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna take it as it is, and again, we can have our private conversations. But thank you for being a part of the show, bro. I truly appreciate that 100%.
No, I'm here, bro. I'm here to keep doing it. I'm always available.
I'm looking to turn this into more of an in-person thing. So hopefully I can, you know, when I get the studio and everything, we can have you in person and we could really have a crazier, even more, you know, intellectual and intimate conversation, you know, about, you know, like just growing as an artist. So yeah, man, thank you 100%, yo. All right, so you're gonna have to exit this one, and I'm gonna do like my little farewell to everybody. But everybody, this is Q to God. If you don't know who this is, all of you that tuned in for Q to God, thank you a lot. Thank you for everyone that tuned in from start to end. You guys are fucking phenomenal. This show wouldn't be a show without you guys, to be honest.
And I will be starting my own live stream. I got my
Let's
own shit. It's
go.
called Q's. It's called
What's
Q's.
the
It's called Q's Corner.
Q's
It's called Q. Get the fuck out the
corner?
way, Mike. It's called Q's
My son
Corner.
got everything ready.
You feel me? We are gonna be doing our thing. It's coming soon. I got merch coming out this year.
Facts,
Music videos dropping this year.
facts,
Everything's happening, man.
facts.
Stay tuned. Reef,
Good shit.
it was good catching up. Everybody that tuned in, thank you. Q to God. Welcome to church. Be on the lookout for the ascension. It's coming out. Reef, have a good night, brother.
Appreciate you always. All right, guys. Record breaking interview. Fucking 9 minutes away from 3 hours. That was Q to God. Shout out to everybody that tuned in again from start to beginning. Um, I do this every Wednesday, every Friday. This Friday, sorry, I have Akila K. I probably said her name, Akila K, or Akila K. She calls herself Killer Cam. Not like Cameron, but you know, she's Killer Cam. So Friday, tune in, 8:30. That's when our episode will be going live. Um, Again, shout out to everybody that's a part of this, man. This is a beautiful thing. Every episode is definitely bigger than the last. Not to say that none of them aren't, you know, the prior ones aren't bigger than the current, but y'all get what I'm saying, man. It just gets bigger. It's a snowball effect. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is episode 18, going live with the MC. I am MC Reef. And episode 19, featuring the Killer K, is on Friday. Peace.